Halstead Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
All right, welcome everybody here. YourLiveEvent.com. We're here for game number 4 this evening. As this game will be preceded by the opening ceremonies, but just kind of get you back into the tournament here, the North Dakota State Class B American Legion Baseball Tournament here from Lisbon Fire Department Field, San Diego Park in Lisbon, North Dakota. I was looking at our opening game of the day here with our bracket, as it was Grafton defeating Lemoore Post 19 by a score of 7-3. Then it was Edgeley picking up their first win in this state tournament, their first win ever in the state tournament, their first ever appearance, as they defeated the Burlington Bulldogs by a score of 5-4. And then looking at our game that just finished up here between Thompson Post 181 and Belleville Post 29, as it was Thompson with the win by a score of 3-1 over Belleville Post 29. And just kind of going back into those games for tomorrow. So the games are already set for tomorrow in the winners bracket, at least on the top side, as that game at 4 p.m. will feature Grafton and Edgeley in the winners bracket. And then in the non-winners bracket on the bottom side, that first game at 10:30 will feature Lemoore and Burlington. And now Thompson will await the winner here of game number 4 between Garrison Post 49 and Lisbon Post 7, as well as Velva in the non-winners bracket. They'll await the loser this evening between Post 7 and Post 49. So just looking at the lineup for the schedule for this evening. So we're going to go ahead and we'll have the opening ceremony. We'll bring you the opening ceremony here on the YourLiveEvent.com, and then they're going to go ahead and take infield, outfield. We'll get into our pregame show, our Chris Moen Nodak Insurance pregame show, as well as our pregame interviews here with Dakota Heritage Bank. So that's just ahead on YourLiveEvent.com. We'll have the opening ceremonies and then get into that pregame show and our pregame interviews here on YourLiveEvent.com. So we're going to go ahead and step away. We'll come back for more in just a moment.
This is Chris from Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. The dog days of summer are here and harvest has begun. Please stay safe this season. Summer also means heavily discounted shop, seed meter, and planter inspection rates. Cash and early order discounts pair with $50 per row rebate offered on new systems. And don't forget the fantastic interest rates, including 0% for 1 year. Give us a call at 701-636-2119 with any questions, or visit planterdoc.com.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
Show your Bronco pride everywhere you go with the Bronco Spirit Card from American Bank and Trust in Lisbon, featuring the official Lisbon Bronco mascot logo. The Bronco Spirit Card lets you support Lisbon Public Schools every time you make a purchase. With each swipe of your Bronco Spirit Card, American Bank and Trust donates a percentage back to the school district to help fund projects of their choice. Stop by American Bank and Trust in Lisbon today and ask about the Bronco Spirit Card. Locally owned, community focused, Bronco proud, member FDIC.
Treat yourself to a great career at American Crystal Sugar Company. Team up with quality people making quality products. Full-time and year-round in a stable business. With great pay and benefits including time off available from day one. American Crystal Sugar Company invests in you to promote your continued growth and career advancement. Grow your career doing your best work within the world's best beet sugar company. Apply online today at AmericanCrystalCareers.com.
Say goodbye to discomfort and say hello to reaching your full potential. At Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness, our diverse team of experts has your back in any phase of life. From the warm, friendly greeting to connecting with your therapist, Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness is the backbone of your health. High-quality care with a personal touch. Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness.
Hey, welcome back, everybody, here to LFD Field, Lisbon Fire Department Field down at Sandiger Park in Lisbon, North Dakota. As we're going to go ahead and turn it over to the PA announcers booth here at LFD Field for our opening ceremonies here on the YourLiveEvent.com.
And volunteers from across North Dakota for 5 days of outstanding baseball. For more than a century, American Legion Baseball has helped shape young men through the values of sportsmanship, leadership, courage, loyalty, and respect. We are proud to continue that tradition this week as we celebrate the game and those who make it possible. Tonight, we are excited to welcome the 8 teams competing for the 2026 state championship. Representing District 1, please welcome Garrison, Post 49, coached by Gage Gearing and Heath Crawford. Their team hosts, Scott and Beth Nelson. Representing District 2, please welcome the Burlington Bulldogs, coached by Brooks Brown and Paxton Yeastas. Their team hosts are Rich and Cassie Lucina. Representing District 3, please welcome Velva, Post 39, coached by Kevin Kittleson and Patrick Efforts. Their team hosts are Justin and Sheila Fryer. Representing District 4, please welcome Edgeley, Post 146, coached by Jace Hansen and Paxton Mathern. Their team hosts are Jeremiah and Tanya Opp. Representing District 5, please welcome Grafton, Post 41, coached by Brian Fike, Tony Villarreal, and Kyan Burns. Their team hosts are Zach and Lydia Nord. Representing District 6, please welcome Thompson, Post 181, coached by Nate Solis, Ryan Avdom, Brian Overby, and Ryan Strandy. Their team hosts are Bruce and Mary Madsen. Representing District 7, please welcome Lemoore, Post 19, coached by J.R. Theologist, Gage Dunn, and Ben Holen. Their team hosts are Nathan and Brianne Carlson. And finally, please welcome your host team, Lisbon Post 7, coached by Brad Bittner and Jaden Bittner. Their team hosts are Mark and Charlotte Welter. Let's give all 8 teams a big round of applause in recognition of their hard work, dedication, and commitment they have shown throughout the season. We would also like to recognize the outstanding umpires who will officiate this week's tournament. Crew Chief Pat Adair, Scott Carbloom, Cale Hamry, Marcel Krieger, Chris Larson, and Eric Olson. Representing North Dakota American Legion Baseball, please welcome Class B Commissioner Jeremy Samdahl and District 7 Chairman Greg Peterson. And representing the Lisbon Recreation Board, our Tournament Director, Sarah Lyons. At this time, I would like to invite Class B Commissioner Jerry Samdahl to recognize this year's ND American Legion Baseball Scholarship recipient.
All right, this year's 2026 recipient of the scholarship is Hunter Tolstead from Renville County, Post 213. He's unable to make it here this year, but we'll get his certificate and everything to him.
Could I have all teams please remove their headgear?
Lisbon is proud to be home to many of our nation's veterans, and we are pleased to have a few of them in attendance with us tonight. Please join me in a warm welcome for our honored guests, the residents and staff of the North Dakota Veterans Home. Players and coaches, please remove your hats as we recite the American Legion Code of Sportsmanship.
Coaches and players, please repeat after me. I will keep the rules, keep faith with my teammates, keep my temper, keep myself fit, keep a stout heart in defeat, keep my pride under in victory, keep a sound soul, a clean mind, and a healthy body.
At this time, I ask that everyone in attendance please rise, remove your hats.
All right, hey, welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go and step away as we have the national anthem here on the field. So we'll be back momentarily here on yourliveevent.com.
In agriculture, the one thing you can count on is uncertainty. What if the GPS short circuits in your tractor? Do you have equipment breakdown coverage? Nodak Insurance has been insuring farmers and ranchers for over 70 years, and we've come across about every scenario you can imagine. Hi, I'm Chris Moen, your agent with answers at Nodak Insurance Company. I know insurance, I know North Dakota, and I might even know you. Call me today for details on how we can protect your farming operation at 757-1613.
From on-site farm repairs to maintaining the condition of your vehicle, trust the staff at Welton's Tire Service. They've served the Lisbon area since 1972, guaranteeing customer satisfaction and workmanship from farm equipment, tire services, and preventative vehicle maintenance. You'll find it all from affordable prices, free estimates, to their knowledgeable technicians answering any question. Welton's Tire Service is locally owned and located on Main Street in Lisbon. For information, go online to weltonstire.net or call 701-683-5136.
At Bank North, we strive to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. One transaction, one relationship, and one community at a time. We do it by supporting kids in schools, pitching in to help neighbors in need, partnering with rural businesses, and providing all the traditional and modern banking products and personalized lending services you expect from a reliable financial partner. Bank North, always true.
Benedictine Living Community in Lemoore has job openings for the following positions: RN, LPN, CNA, and Activities Assistant. To apply or receive more information, scan the QR code now on screen or call 701-883-5363. That's 701-883-5363 for job opportunities at Benedictine Living Community in Lemoore.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions today and beyond with the Drain Tile project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
Emery Vistos Implement has been family-owned and operated since 1935. Located in Oaks, North Dakota, they sell CarQuest automotive parts and numerous lines of agriculture parts. Plus, you'll have to stop by and check out their clothing and footwear department, featuring the brands of Brothers in Arms, Howitzer, Ariat, Cinch, and Twisted X Footwear. Emery Vistos Implement, everything and anything you need is under one roof. Stop in just south of Oaks on Highway 1 or call 701-742-2167.
Hunter Insurance Agency is a locally owned full-service agency providing protection and coverage in a number of different areas. Hunter Insurance Agency offers multi-peril crop insurance, crop hail insurance, and farm insurance for buildings and equipment. Plus, they offer home, auto, life, and business insurance. For more information, go online to hunterinsuranceagency.com or stop in and speak with Johnny Jorgensen at Hunter Insurance Agency. Find them at 201 Main Street, Hunter.
Lamore Hardware carries your everyday items for plumbing, electrical, automotive, and more. Head to Lamore Hardware for in-store deals on Milwaukee tools and check out the new M18 Hotshot Card Jumper Pack. And when you purchase certain Milwaukee M12 tools, receive a 2-amp battery for free. Plus, browse their Sweet Pickins section. You'll see brand new furniture and decor. Lamore Hardware is your community one-stop shop. For more information, go online to lamorehardware.com. That's lamorehardware.com.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here at YourLiveEvent.com. We're finishing up here these opening ceremonies. They're going to have the first pitch out here given by Jim Hecox.
Catching for Jim, representing the 2024 Lisbon Post 7 state champions who defeated Thompson 5-0, is Jaden Bittner.
So Jim Hecox going out of the mound there to throw their first pitch, caught by Jaden Bittner. Jaden, member of that state championship Legion team a couple years ago here for Lisbon, throws the first pitch by Jim. And a good moment there for Jaden and Jim as they're going to go ahead and kick things off with this opening ceremony as all the teams out on the field here as we continue on with our Chris Moen Nodak Insurance pregame show. As opening ceremonies now have ended, and we're going to go ahead and they're going to go do their infield outfield here with Lisbon is the home team in this game. Lisbon coming in at 16-12 out of District 7. They placed third in the district tournament as they're hungry, looking for their victory here. It'll open things up in this state American Legion tournament. And then, Post 49 sitting at 33-3 out of District 1. Garrison, Post 49. And we'll step away here for a quick break, and we're going to come back with some of our Dakota Heritage Bank pregame coaches interviews. So that's just ahead here on YourLiveEvent.com as we continue on with this Nodak Insurance Chris Bohm pregame show on Your Live Event.
Benedictine Living Community in Lemoore has job openings for the following positions: RN, LPN, CNA, and Activities Assistant. To apply or receive more information, scan the QR code now on screen or call 701-883-5363. That's 701-883-5363 for job opportunities at Benedictine Living Community in Lemoore.
Sharing our heritage, sharing our future. Choosing the right bank for your financial needs can be challenging with the many choices available. Dakota Heritage Bank is pleased you're interested in knowing more about what they can do for you. The Dakota Heritage Bank community bank setting is a strong advantage they have over larger, less personal banks. Customers are more than account numbers, they are friends and neighbors. Working together, Dakota Heritage Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
Hit your finances right out of the park with Olson Accounting in Lisbon. Whether you're a farmer, small business owner, or individual taxpayer, Olson Accounting delivers professional financial services you can count on. Olson Accounting wishes the best to all teams in the State B Legion Tournament. Don't strike out with your finances. Step up to the plate with Olson Accounting, located at 210 Main Street in Lisbon, or call 701-683-2700.
Hey, welcome back to YourLiveEvent.com as we're back here at Lisbon Fire Department Field down in San Diego Park from Lisbon, North Dakota, as we're here with our Nodak Insurance pregame show, as we have the head coach here for Garrison here, Coach Gage Gehring. So, Coach Gehring, coming down here into Lisbon, you guys had to travel a little bit getting down here. So, just kind of how's your team feeling or how does your team feel, or what kind of shape are they coming into this game?
Well, I feel like our boys are super excited. We've had a lot of close calls when it comes to getting to the state tournament over the last couple of years, and we finally made it happen this year. So I think they're super excited. There's probably a few nerves there, but I think for the most part they're excited. They're ready to get going, get in the game.
Yeah, and just what are a couple things that we should look for here as far as Garrison, for maybe some of those fans down in this area that maybe haven't seen you play or just not familiar with your team?
I feel like we're a team that plays with high energy, especially when things are going right. I feel like we really feed off of those types of things. When things start to go right for us, we really feed off of it. And oftentimes that starts with pitching. It starts on the mound. I feel like we have a very, very strong pitching staff, and that typically leads to us, producing on offense as well.
All right, and then, kind of looking ahead here to Lisbon. Lisbon, the host team for this tournament, should have a pretty good sized hometown crowd here. Right. So, just kind of maybe what are your thoughts on Lisbon coming into this game?
No, I mean, we know that Lisbon feels like they have a lot to prove in this tournament, right? They came out of a very, very good district, right? And they didn't necessarily win it, but that doesn't mean that they don't deserve to be here, and I think they're out to prove that today. So we have to come ready to go. We have to be prepared, ready to play against a really good baseball team because they're here for a reason.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's Coach Gage Gehring here for Garrison. So we're going to go ahead and step away on YourLiveEvent.com. This is our Nodak Insurance pregame show. We'll be back in a moment.
Let's talk about price. Yeah, we've heard it. Why would I pay more for Polar when Big Wireless is cheaper? Let's break it down. With us, you're not on hold with someone who's 3 states away. Your call goes to Kimberly or Ashley Or Tamara, someone who lives right here. When your internet's down, we're not mailing you out a box, we're sending a real person. Someone that knows your name and probably your dog's name too. So yeah, we're not the cheapest, we're the best experience. Polar Communications.
Riverside Building Center in Lisbon is the premier building supply headquarters in southeastern North Dakota. They have it from the basic home improvements to complete pre-built homes. Their staff is knowledgeable in every product they sell. With their large inventory and a fleet of 6 delivery vehicles, Riverside Building Center in Lisbon can bring the products to your job site. From a hammer all the way to a home, they have you covered. Visit rbclisbon.com today. That's rbclisbon.com. Riverside Building Center in Lisbon.
Wallach Johnson Insurance is your friendly neighborhood team of qualified insurance professionals celebrating over 40 years of service. As an experienced independent insurance agency, they have access to highly rated insurance companies and can shop around to find you an affordable solution for farm, crop, business, home, and auto insurance. Visit them at one of their locations in Lisbon, Winter, or Rutland and get a free quote started today. For more information, go to nd-insure.com.
Show your Bronco pride everywhere you go with the Bronco Spirit Card from American Bank and Trust in Lisbon, featuring the official Lisbon Bronco mascot logo. The Bronco Spirit Card lets you support Lisbon Public Schools every time you make a purchase. With each swipe of your Bronco Spirit Card, American Bank and Trust donates a percentage back to the school district to help fund projects of their choice. Stop by American Bank and Trust in Lisbon today and ask about the Bronco Spirit Card. Locally owned, community focused, Bronco proud, member FDIC.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. Three, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
Say goodbye to discomfort and say hello to reaching your full potential. At Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness, our diverse team of experts has your back in any phase of life. From the warm, friendly greeting to connecting with your therapist, Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness is the backbone of your health. High-quality care with a personal touch. Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness.
Hey, welcome back here to yourliveevent.com, here with our pregame show for game number 4 of the evening. We have Lisbon Post 7 taking on Garrison Post 49. As I'm here with head coach for Lisbon, Coach Brad Bittner. Coach, Lisbon hosting the tournament this year, so you got a little bit of the hometown crowd, hometown feel here for post number 7. So what are you looking for? I guess what are you looking for? What are you looking for as far as the strengths from your team tonight coming into this game?
We're looking to play a little solid baseball. We got to be able to move runners and get some timely hits. Of course, we got to pitch well and play good defense behind Eli, and we got to be ready to make some plays.
Yeah, and then looking at Garrison Post 49 as they're coming in here, have a little bit of a travel or a little bit of a distance to come down here to play in the state tournament. So just taking a look at Garrison, what do you know about them, or what do you think you're going to see out of Garrison tonight?
Well, they got a couple guys that play college baseball this spring. I understand that they have a veteran squad, pretty good squad. They're capable of hitting the ball very well. And you get to this level, final eight teams of the season, you're gonna run up against very good competition, and Garrison is a very qualified, good team.
Okay, and then just kind of any final parting comments or any final thoughts here before you take the field tonight?
Well, we're just looking at trying to play some good baseball, solid baseball, have a good game, be in the game, make plays behind our pitcher, hit the ball, and manufacture some runs.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's Coach Brad Bittner of Lisbon Post number 7. We're going to go ahead and step away on our pregame show. We'll come back for more on yourliveevent.com.
It's safe to say we have it pretty good in the Drayton, North Dakota area. Growing sugar beets, making sugar, bringing a little sweetness to the world. Every day, American Crystal Sugar produces sweet products people love in a place we love to call home. It's a thing we like to call the sweet life, and we're proud to share it with you. American Crystal Sugar's Drayton facility wants you to enjoy the events in the communities of our area. Here's to living the sweet life. American Crystal Sugar, Drayton.
In agriculture, the one thing you can count on is uncertainty. What if the GPS short circuits in your tractor? Do you have equipment breakdown coverage? Nodak Insurance has been insuring farmers and ranchers for over 70 years, and we've come across about every scenario you can imagine. Hi, I'm Chris Moen, your agent with answers at Nodak Insurance Company. I know insurance, I know North Dakota, and I might even know you. Call me today for details on how we can protect your farming operation at 757-1613.
R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is accepting applications for a broadcast sales representative. Applicant should be self-motivated, organized, have ability to communicate clearly, and the desire to help our customer partners grow their business with customer service for their advertising and marketing needs. All experience levels are encouraged to apply. To apply, email your resume to apply@rjbroadcasting.com. R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
The friendly staff at Lemoore Drugstore reminds you from prescription requests and OTC medication. You can find it all at Lemoore Drugstore. Download the app to make refilling your prescriptions more convenient. With school just around the corner, stop by Lemoore Drugstore to pick up everything you need on your back-to-school list. Located in the center of Lemoore in the Bank North Mall. For more information, go to LemooreDrugstore.com. That's LemooreDrugstore.com, or stop in and check them out.
Hey, welcome back here at YourLiveEvent.com as we continue on with our Chris Moen Nodak Insurance pregame show. Your agent with answers in Grand Forks in Nelson County, as we did hear from those coaches in those Dakota Heritage Bank's pregame interviews here on YourLiveEvent.com. As looking at the teams this evening, you have your home team on the scoreboard to be Lisbon, post number 7, winning that coin toss. They're in the home dugout as well. And then your guest team is post 49, Garrison, out of District 1. Garrison making their way into the American Legion State Tournament out of District 1. In the title game, they defeated Beulah by a score of 15-1 in that title game. So Garrison putting on a strong performance, making it here into the state tournament. And then Lisbon out of District 7, as they placed third in that out of District 7, as they were defeated in that semifinal game against Oaks. And then Lemoore eventually pulling it out with a big win over Oaks in that title game. And then representing District 7 there, Lemoore. But Lisbon, not a slouch of a team, as they did defeat Lemoore, the District 7 champion, about a week or two prior to the district tournament, and that was just a one-run game. I think that was by a score of 8-7. So Lisbon, a quality team as well here in the state tournament, and able to host the state Class B American Legion tournament. So I know folks here in Lisbon are pretty excited about it. Coming in here and putting on a good show so far here, Chase.
Well, and the one thing, too, Brent, you could argue the championship from a couple of years ago for Lisbon kind of was the final thing needed to keep knocking on the door and put a high school program in, because before, obviously track and field very big here in Lisbon for many years with the coaches and the athletes that they've had. But when it came to spring sports, there was no baseball. So unless you physically did your own workouts or you went to other places and maybe got in a batting cage, you just didn't get that opportunity in April and May, where all of a sudden you're coming in June 1 and maybe your arm isn't as developed or worked compared to someone who had school ball. And that can make a big difference early on the season when you have district games that all of a sudden maybe you play a team in July, not the same like you were, early in June. So having that success then on top of that, obviously hosting this a little bit more, putting everything into, Sandager Park here that used to be football and baseball, now just baseball. You and I were talking about it's still a poke to hit it out to left, but not nearly of a poke of what it used to be. You see the backstop behind the plate with a nice red, obviously what they've done with the dugouts, seeing the different wiring and that they've been able to put up with netting. I mean, just everything involved here, Brent. There's been a lot of time, a lot of resource, a lot of money that's gone involved to host a state tournament, but also to make this a very nice ballpark for just your Babe Ruth or anything else that you're kind of hosting throughout the spring and summer months.
Yeah, and the future baseball or future whether it's Babe Ruth or American Legion baseball players, the community and those players are going to benefit from that for years to come there. And that, that is a good point there with that state championship team a couple years ago. That really was, kind of that final nail there that got everybody behind it. Everybody likes a winner, and they got behind Post 7 out here in Sandigger Field, and a lot of donations poured in here, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. And Coach Brad Bittner, if you're looking for somebody that, has got this field really into shape and put in a lot of time, a lot of effort over the years, that's Coach Brad Bittner down here. As you got the field of dreams out here. The grass is green and lush out here. We got a nice facility, new batting cages over there. We got a new bullpen out in the outfield. So his vision all coming together here to host the state tournament.
And that's the thing. I mean, you start going through some local areas, right? I think a lot of folks will think of Lemoore with the home plate, also the mound in terms of the actual new turf instead of the actual dirt, able to see that. Some have obviously, like Castleton, gone completely turf.
Yes.
You got other ballparks that have maybe done turf infield, and then the outfield is just your natural grass. But at the end of the day, you got bleachers out in center field. You can bring your lawn chairs, hang out like we talked about, the pool, the mini golf, everything else. A nice intimate setting, and can't complain. Been 3 really quality baseball games so far, Brent, and expecting that here in the 4th. And the other thing is, like a Garrison-Lisbon matchup, it's, we were talking about it earlier, it's random draws. You never really know who's the number 1 team or who's the 8. You can kind of think of, okay, this team maybe has 2-3 pitchers. This one maybe has an ace, and everybody else is about the same. So maybe Team A is a little bit more top-heavy than Team B. But until you finally go out there, you play the games, you see what happens. This sets you up for what the rest of the tournament will provide moving forward. But Garrison and Lisbon, you just don't get a lot of meetings between these two teams unless you're at a state tournament. That's what makes it fun.
Yeah, and the Post 7 coming in here, I'm sure they're looking forward to this game against Garrison. Maybe here out trying to prove something that do belong in this tournament. And yeah, just like you, Chase, I'm looking forward to a great game out here to start to close things out here on day 1.
And the one thing too, from a Garrison perspective, you heard from Coach Brad Brittner, they got some guys, and I just remember talking with some people when they did make a trek or two out to the eastern part of the state for some non-district games. They said, hey, these guys were willing to make the bus trip and come play. And when you got people that are willing to do that, even though certain parts of the state you kind of have to, maybe those some more than other parts, but when you're willing to drive 2.5-3 hours for a game and then let's pack up the bags, boys, and go back home afterwards and have a solid 12-hour, 13-hour day of baseball, there's a lot of dedication in a program like Garrison, as we've seen a little bit here.
Yeah, definitely, and that's what it takes to build a championship program. And Garrison here bringing in those players with all that experience. Lisbon, not a slouch. They got some super seniors on their squad, too, that can play some baseball as well.
And that's the thing. You get to this time, like you look at a Lincoln Adair, right, a super senior, using him as the example to what you said. Last time that he can represent his hometown in a facility like this. Obviously, he goes to college down at UAB in Alabama, so south of the Mason-Dixon line, so to speak, as he'll be heading down there shortly. But when you can get players like that that can come back in one more time, have a chance to compete at a level like this, it just adds even more flavor, especially for those seniors and or super seniors for Lisbon, knowing that, hey, you'll go out one more time on your own home field, win, lose, or draw, Brent, that you get to have the state tournament in your backyard and kind of hang out here for one more, squeezing out of summer like the Sandlot movie as much as you can before you go back to school.
Yeah, that's got to be a big feather in the cap there for those, those super seniors. You got Jaden Howard, Lincoln Adair out there for Lisbon. Coming back here and putting in the time, putting in the effort. Like you said, they're willing to come, they're willing to travel, willing to play out. They're all 19 years old and just looking out here to have fun and put on a good show for everybody.
And you get to this point, too, we talked about, Babe Ruth teams filtering into Legion. Junior Legion's also interesting moving forward because that kind of is Babe Ruth to a different level in a roundabout way, depending on what your program wants to do. But, again, if you can get to Babe Ruth, Junior Legion, some programs have enough kids to have a B Legion and an A Legion. Others, you're having 10 kids on your Legion team and 4 kids, maybe if they don't have a Babe Ruth game, they're coming up to play, or okay, now you're going down because both teams have a game on a certain night. So you just never know what you're going to get in summer, right. Brent. You are literally like a card dealer in a roundabout way, and you're seeing who's getting what, because you never know if you got pocket rockets or you got an 8-2 and you got to have 10 kids and say, okay, let's go play baseball.
Yeah,
sometimes.
that is probably one of the more challenging things as a coach for summer baseball is just trying to fill in those holes. You got kids going to camp, you got kids going on vacations. It's just, it is a challenge, but kids have fun time out here playing baseball, so looking forward to it.
We'll take a break here, Brent, and then when we come back, we'll take a look at what happened earlier out west in Williston. Also, Fargo's hosting Double-A. Double-A started earlier this week. They're on the tail end instead of the front end of their tournament, so we'll take a look at your out-of-town scoreboard here next.
This is Chris from Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. The dog days of summer are here and harvest has begun. Please stay safe this season. Summer also means heavily discounted shop, seed meter, and planter inspection rates. Cash and early order discounts pair with $50 per row rebate offered on new systems. And don't forget the fantastic interest rates, including 0% for 1 year. Give us a call at 701-636-2119 with any questions or visit planterdoc.com.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
Show your Bronco pride everywhere you go with the Bronco Spirit Card from American Bank and Trust in Lisbon, featuring the official Lisbon Bronco mascot logo. The Bronco Spirit Card lets you support Lisbon Public Schools every time you make a purchase. With each swipe of your Bronco Spirit Card, American Bank and Trust donates a percentage back to the school district to help fund projects of their choice. Stop by American Bank and Trust in Lisbon today and ask about the Bronco Spirit Card. Locally owned, community focused, Bronco proud, member FDIC.
Hey, welcome back to YourLiveEvent.com as we continue on with this Chris Mahone Nodak Insurance pregame show as the Legion tournaments here continue on as Chase Miller's going to go ahead and provide that update about those Legion tournaments here around the state.
Yeah, fun time of the year. Football practice is around the corner, but first you got to get through Legion State baseball before you get to that. In the Double-A portion at Jack Williams Stadium earlier today, in the winners bracket game, Post 2 over Post 400, 7-2. So Post 2 into the Double-A championship. West Fargo defeats Jamestown 15-1. So West Fargo will go up against 400 in a winner-take-all game with the winner to play Post 2 in the championship. The winner of that makes its way to the Central Plains Regional as well. So that'll be in Mandan coming up about a week from now. So it'll be fun to see that in the state of North Dakota. But Post 2 awaits the winner of either 400 or West Fargo in Double-A. In Single-A earlier in Williston, loser-out games, Kindred defeated Minot, the Metros 10-3, and Williston over the Bismarck Senators 5-2. The winners bracket games, Devils Lake with a 2-1 win over the Fargo Jets, so the Storm pick up a win by 1. Valley City goes up against the Castleton Haymakers. That game currently in action. So tomorrow, loser-out games in A in Williston will feature Williston against to be determined, which is the Valley City Castleton loser. Kindred and the Fargo Jets in another loser-out game, and then Devils Lake versus the winner of either Valley City or Castleton. So that's a look around the ball diamond here, Brent, across the state of North Dakota, and we get ready again for this finale here for the State B in Lisbon.
Yeah, this game on the schedule here, game number 4 of the evening out of Post 49 Garrison. They're the guest team on that Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. Lisbon, the home team out of here, the home team, Lisbon Post 7. As Garrison with that 33-3 record, and Lisbon coming into the game with that overall record of 16-12. As we're going to go ahead, we'll step away, and we'll come back with those American Crystal Sugar starting lineups in just a moment on YourLiveEvent.com.
Treat yourself to a great career at American Crystal Sugar Company. Team up with quality people making quality products. Full-time and year-round in a stable business. With great pay and benefits including time off available from day one. American Crystal Sugar Company invests in you to promote your continued growth and career advancement. Grow your career doing your best work within the world's best beet sugar company. Apply online today at AmericanCrystalCareers.com.
Say goodbye to discomfort and say hello to reaching your full potential. At Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness, our diverse team of experts has your back in any phase of life. From the warm, friendly greeting to connecting with your therapist, Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness is the backbone of your health. High-quality care with a personal touch. Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness.
In agriculture, the one thing you can count on is uncertainty. What if the GPS short circuits in your tractor? Do you have equipment breakdown coverage? Nodak Insurance has been insuring farmers and ranchers for over 70 years, and we've come across about every scenario you can imagine. Hi, I'm Chris Moen, your agent with answers at Nodak Insurance Company. I know insurance, I know North Dakota, and I might even know you. Call me today for details on how we can protect your farming operation at 757-1613.
Hey, welcome back here at YourLiveEvent.com as it's Brent Dick and Chase Miller here as the umpires making the way to home plate. We're going to go ahead and give you the American Crystal Sugar starting lineups here on YourLiveEvent.com. Live the sweet life, great careers, quality products, grower owned at crystalsugar.com. That's crystalsugar.com. As the guest team on the scoreboard out of District 1 is Post 49. And leading things off for Post 49 is going to be Brady Seidler. And Seidler playing second base. Batting second is the left fielder, Matt Yoakum. Batting third is your shortstop, Grady Crawford. Then batting fourth is the center fielder, Trayson Egelhard. Batting fifth is your first baseman, Gage Roberts. And batting sixth is your third baseman, Cooper Coble. Then batting seventh is your catcher, Emmett Legge. And your designated hitter in the lineup, batting eighth, is Ethan Buttman. And batting ninth is the pitcher, number 1, Mason Schenkel. And that is your American Crystal Sugar starting lineup for the Post 49 Garrison Titans. And now looking at Lisbon Post number 7 with that 16-12 overall record. Leading things off for Lisbon Post number 7, you'll have Lincoln Adair, the first baseman. Batting second will be Jake Lyons, the catcher. Batting third will be your second baseman, Cam Cadero. Batting fourth, cleanup, is the shortstop, Jordan Bittner. Batting fifth is the left fielder, Jaden Howard. Batting sixth is the pitcher, Eli Lyons. Batting seventh is the third baseman, Rylan Moss. Batting eighth is your right fielder, Zach Ward. And designated hitter in the lineup is Camden Romdesvet. And playing center field out there for Lisbon is Grayson Lyons. As that is your American Crystal Sugar starting lineup here on YourLiveEvent.com. As we'll continue on with this Chris Moen Nodak Insurance pregame show. As the give you a quick little bracket breakdown here as things kind of transpired today. Here, opening things up as the games started at 10:30 a.m. today, and it was Grafton defeating post number 19 Lemoore by a score of 7-3. And then our second game of the evening, or our second game of the day, it was Edgeley post 146 over the Burlington Bulldogs by a score of 5-4. So both Grafton and Edgeley, they'll face off tomorrow in that championship bracket at 4 p.m. And then your third game of the evening, it was the Thompson Post 181 as they defeated Velva Post 39. That was by a score of 3-1. As Velva will play tomorrow, they'll play the non-winner of this evening's game between Garrison Post 49 and Lisbon Post 7. As they're going to go ahead and go through the starting lineups here on the field. But we're going to go ahead and we'll step away for a quick break here on YourLiveEvent.com. We'll come back for more for that first pitch in just a moment on Your Live Event.
From on-site farm repairs to maintaining the condition of your vehicle, trust the staff at Welton's Tire Service. They've served the Lisbon area since 1972, guaranteeing customer satisfaction and workmanship from farm equipment, tire services, and preventative vehicle maintenance. You'll find it all from affordable prices, free estimates, to their knowledgeable technicians answering any question. Welton's Tire Service is locally owned and located on Main Street in Lisbon. For information, go online to weltonstire.net or call 701-683-5136.
At Bank North, we strive to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. One transaction, one relationship, and one community at a time. We do it by supporting kids and schools, pitching in to help neighbors in need, partnering with rural businesses, and providing all the traditional and modern banking products and personalized lending services you expect from a reliable financial partner. Bank North, always true.
Benedictine Living Community in Lemoore has job openings for the following positions: RN, LPN, CNA, and Activities Assistant. To apply or receive more information, scan the QR code now on screen or call 701-883-5363. That's 701-883-5363 for job opportunities at Benedictine Living Community in Lemoore.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions today and beyond with the Drain Tile project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yield and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
Emery Vistos Implement has been family owned and operated since 1935. Located in Oaks, North Dakota, they sell CarQuest automotive parts and numerous lines of agriculture parts. Plus, you'll have to stop by and check out their clothing and footwear department, featuring the brands of Brothers in Arms, Howitzer, Ariat, Cinch, and Twisted X Footwear. Emery Vistos Implement everything and anything you need is under one roof. Stop in just south of Oaks on Highway 1 or call 701-742-2167.
Hey, welcome back to YourLiveEvent.com as we're finishing up here with that Nordic Insurance Chris Bowen pregame show. As on the mound, starting on the mound for Lisbon will be Eli Lyons. So Lyons seeing a lot of action behind the plate as a catcher, but he's going to get the start here today for Coach Brad Bittner in post number 7. As Lisbon coming in with that overall record of 16-12 out of District 7. They placed 3rd in that District 7 tournament. Garrison post 49, 33-3 overall, champions out of District 1. Leading off things for Garrison will be Brady Seidler. Seidler playing second base as Lions continue on just going through those warm-up pitches. Got the throw down from the catcher, and we're going to get underway here. So Brody Seidler coming up, facing off against Eli Lyons. So here's Lyons with the first pitch. They got 6:47. That's a shot down the third base line. Gets by Moss, and that's going to be, I think they're going to score that, probably a base hit. That was a hard hit ball. So one pitch and a hit down the third base line, hard hit. And we do have a runner at first. And taking the sign now from the third base coach over there. So we'll see if they put the play on. Runner doesn't go. That's high for ball 1 there to Matt Yoakum, a number 2 hitter in the lineup. So ball 1 to Yoakum. And that is your first hit of the game. So we do have our first hit of the game. Chris Moe, Nordic Insurance first hit of the game there. Chris can prevent hits, but he can help after last curveballs. Chris Moe, your agent with answers in Grand Forks and Nelson County. As we had a throw over there by by Eli Lyons. So 1 ball, no strikes. There to Matt Yoakum. Leadoff runner aboard as he had a shot down the third base line. Ryland Moss not able to corral it and bring it in. And Lyons still waiting to step on the mound. Looks like time back in. Lyons will step on, working out of the stretch. And he'll come set. Pitching to Yoakum, the 1-0 pitch. And that's swung on. That shot to right field. And that's fielded by Zach Ward. Runner's going to go and advance to second. So leading off with base hits. Back-to-back base hits. Brady Seidler, Matt Yoakum coming out firing, barreling it up here for Garrison post 49. And no outs. So Lyons finds himself in a little bit of a jam early. No outs, 2 runners on.
Kind of reminds me of Thompson a little bit. They aren't wasting very any time here, Brent. They're coming out looking at that first pitch that they can barrel somewhere.
Yep, coming up with the game plan. First pitch hitting here. As Lyons will step off. So now he's going to go ahead, takes the sign, looks over at first, checks second. Here for Lions. Batting here is Grady Crawford. And that pitch, ball's in there for a ball to Crawford. Crawford, your second baseman for Garrison. So Lions kind of taking his time up there, working out of the stretch. Has runners on first and second. The pitch can be high for a ball. And just got to mention your umpires here this evening. You have Eric Olson behind the plate, Chris Larson down the first baseline, Scott Cardblum in the field, and will be moving between the field and third base. So a 2-0 pitch from Lions. Gonna go a little curveball. Is gonna catch it for a strike. So a strike looking there for Grady Crawford. 2 balls and 1 strike with runners at first and second. And Lions will take the sign, takes a look over at first, now second. A little bit of a lead out there at first, and that's going to be a hit going into right center field. Getting over is Grayson Lyons. Lyons is going to back up, gets over Lyons' head. Ward's going to have to go back and back him up and field it. Runners are going to come around to score is Brady Seidler, and they're going to hold up Mac Yoakum. So that is a double. As that ball carried over the head of Grayson Lyons, Zach Ward had to back him up. As 1 run does come across. So early lead out here for Garrison post 49 as Brady Seidler is going to come around. He led things off with a single. Matt Yoakum bumped him up to second with his single. And now Crawford with the double drives in a run. And no outs. So runners at second and third.
That was a tough one, right? You play it, and you're trying to go out there as far as you can. And, if you make the catch, runners are going to tag and as best they can. But all of a sudden, boom, it just gets by you just a skosh. And all of a sudden, now the Titans really looking to put up a crooked number early.
Yeah, it kind of looked like he kind of took a peek then at the plate, maybe thinking about that throw. And that ball snuffed out by Bittner as Bittner made a nice glove play as that ball was about ready to punch through. Maybe could have advanced another runner, but that's going to be another base hit. Hard, well-hit ball there by Trayson Engelhard. So Engelhard going to drive in another one. So 2-0 or 2-0 with nobody out. As Matt Yoakum will come around to score. So we have runners on first and second once again, nobody out. Grady Crawford down at second. Trayson Engelhard is at first. So Garrison coming out, hitting the ball hard, putting it in play.
I'm not sure Bittner could have done much with that one anymore, Brent. You're trying to maybe get the runner at third if you can, but by the time you look at the runner that's hustling up the first baseline, you just better to eat it.
Yeah, you just got to kind of collect yourself after he kind of buried that one. And that ball will be up high for ball 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Gage Roberts. But Bittner laid out for that one, just wasn't able to recover and make the play. So Lyons going to take a look at second, and he's going to throw a curveball. That's going to be sat on, and that ball's lifted to left center. Drifting over is Jaden Howard. Howard will make the catch for the first out. As Lisbon finally recording their first out here in the top of the first inning, as Gage Roberts will fly out. So F7 for Roberts, and runners will hold at first and second. So currently Grady Crawford down at second, Trayson Engelhard at first. Crawford with a stand-up double. So that brings up Cooper Coble. So Lions will take a look down at second. Now the pitch. That ball outside for ball 1. So Lions takes a look over at first. Going to come set out of the stretch. Has taken his time on the mound once again. Looking things over is Lions. Lions with the pitch, and that's swung on down the third base line again. This time Moss gets a hand on it. Howard's going to have to come in as it rolls down the line. Play here at the plate. That's going to be cut off by Bittner, and another run will come around to score. So 3-0 here with 1 out as the hits and the runs keep on coming now for Garrison. Cooper Coble, another hard shot down to Moss. Moss did get a glove on it. So that'll be Crawford. So 3 runs across, Seidler, Yoakum, and Crawford coming across the plate. As we're going to have runners once again at first and second. You have Trayson Engelhart So Eaglehart's at second. Cooper Coble with the base hit is down at first. That pitch falls in for a strike to Emmett Legge. Legge, the catcher. So Lions taking his time, going to take a look down at second. Runner's going to go. Oh, look like he's going to go. He bluffs. So nice secondary lead. Had me fooled a little bit. Looked like he was going to commit, but he jogs back to second base. So runners at first and second. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here to Emmett Legge. And the pitch swung on. Swinging strike 2. So that ball across the knees. Legge took a nice cut at it. And here's Lions. Lions working a little bit quicker now to the stretch. Going to throw that strike 3. Gets the strikeout on Emmett Legge. So the first strikeout there for Eli Lions with 2 outs. So here, top of the first inning, we got 2 outs, 3 runs across for Garrison, post 49. As they've come out, barreling up the ball, hitting a lot of first pitch hits here for Garrison in this first inning. And the runner will go down to third. The throw, and that's not in time. It was on the mark. As runners will advance, so off the throw, that'll advance the runner to second as well. So runners move up. There, Trace and Engelhardt will go to third off the stolen base, and then Cooper Coble will advance to second. And count is 0-1. And now that's a foul ball there to Ethan Buttman. The DH, designated hitter Ethan Buttman, has the 0-2 count. I think he fouled that one off his foot. So that score 3-0. Runners in scoring position. Runners at second and third with 2 outs. 0-2 count, the 0-2 pitch, and that'll be swung on. And just getting a piece of that is Ethan Buttman. He's going to follow that off, battling Eli Lions. Lions with 22 pitches so far in this first inning. As Lions still staying cool on the mound. He's going to take a look over at third. And the pitch, he's going to throw a little fastball, and that's going to be high. And not chasing it was Ethan Buttman. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. We do have the 1-2 count with 2 outs. And a little bit off speed. He's going to hit high once again, just above the letters. So nice pitch, nice nibble up there by Eli Lions. And Buttman staying disciplined at the plate, not chasing that one. Lions takes a deep breath, and the pitch going to catch him looking, punches him out for the second strikeout. Back-to-back strikeouts here for Eli Lions as he's going to get out of the inning. But as Garrison strikes first there, they plate 3 runs across. And coming up for Lisbon, leading things off for Lisbon, post number 7 will be Lincoln Adair, followed by Jacob Lyons, Camp Cordero. As we're going to go ahead and step away and take a word from our sponsors on YourLiveEvent.com.
Hunter Insurance Agency is a locally owned full-service agency providing protection and coverage in a number of different areas. Hunter Insurance Agency offers multi-peril crop insurance, crop hail insurance, and farm insurance for buildings and equipment. Plus, they offer home, auto, life, and business insurance. For more information, go online to hunterinsuranceagency.com or stop in and speak with Johnny Jorgensen at Hunter Insurance Agency. Find them at 201 Main Street, Hunter.
Lamore Hardware carries your everyday items for plumbing, electrical, automotive, and more. Head to Lamore Hardware for in-store deals on Milwaukee tools and check out the new M18 Hot Shot Card Jumper Pack. And when you purchase certain Milwaukee M12 tools, receive a 2-amp battery for free. Plus, browse their sweet pickings section. You'll see brand new furniture and decor. Lamore Hardware is your community one-stop shop. For more information, go online to lamorehardware.com. That's lamorehardware.com. Benedictine Living Community in Lemoore has job openings for the following positions: RN, LPN, CNA, and Activities Assistant. To apply or receive more information, scan the QR code now on screen or call 701-883-5363. That's 701-883-5363 for job opportunities at Benedictine Living Community in Lemoore.
Hey, welcome back here, LiveEvent.com. Going to the bottom half of this first inning. Lisbon home team on the scoreboard as up to bat and leading things off for post 7 will be Lincoln Adair. And top half of that first inning, that was Garrison with 3 runs across. They currently lead by a score of 3-0. And on the mound, Mason Skachenko. And that first one is high for ball 1 to Adair. Skachenko working pretty quick out of the windup. It's going to fall in for a strike. Hits the outside part of the plate. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Adair. Adair leading things off for Lisbon. That's going to go across for a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike to Lincoln Adair. Skachenko with the pitch. Going to bounce that one in front of the plate, in front of the batter's box. So 3 balls, 1 strike. As Adair looking to make his way on base. And the pitch, and that's going to fall. Hits the plate for ball 4. So Adair, disciplined plate appearance, draws the walk for Lincoln Adair. He's going to make his way up to first base. And that'll bring up Jake Lyons for Lisbon. So Lyons, your catcher, number 2 hitter in the lineup for Lisbon. Going up against Mason Skachenko. Skachenko giving up that leadoff walk. And that ball's going to go high for ball 1. As Skachenko still trying to find the handle in the strike zone. Giving him his pitch so far, 5 balls and 1 strike. As Adair will be over on first for Lisbon. No outs, that ball swung on down the foul. And that'll be an Olson Accounting foul ball there for Olson Accounting. If you need help with monthly accounting and payroll, let senior staff give you a hand. Rely on the friendly team of professionals at Olson Accounting. For your tax and accounting needs, go to colsoncpa.com. So that'll bring our count 1 ball, 1 strike. There to Jake Lyons of Lisbon, post 7. Skachenko takes a look over at first, comes set out of the stretch, throws that across the plate for strike 2. Nice off-speed pitch there by Mason Skachenko. Yeah, looks like Adair kind of holding tight there at first base. Doesn't look like he's going to or wants to run. And the pitch outside for ball. So 2 balls, 2 strikes from Skachenko down to Lyons. And Skachenko is going to step back on. He works pretty fast out of the stretch as well. So already stepped back on. Takes the sign, takes a look over at Adair. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2-2 pitch, delivered, and it's going to be swung on, sitting onto his Lyons. He got a piece of it, able to follow it off. So going to that 2 strike approach there's Lyons.
And able to kind of work a couple of counts here for the first 2 batters as well, Brent.
Yep, kind of bumping up that pitch count. 10 pitches here for Skachenko, and he's going to throw that one high for ball 3. He's going to load up the count. Lisbon trying to put 2 runners on. Do a little bit of their own damage here in this first inning. So the 3-2 pitch, runner on first is Lincoln Adair for Lisbon. And the pitch, Adair's going down, and that'll draw a walk. So another walk given up as Adair will move his way down to second base. So Jake Lyons on, draws the walk for Lisbon.
It's a good way to start after, you give up 3 runs, Brent, get your first 2 runners aboard some way, somehow here from the Lisbon perspective.
Yeah, Lisbon, like I said before, there's 2 teams that are playing this game, so you just can't look at that top of the first half and think Lisbon's out of this game already. Now swung on down the third base line. That's hard hit off the glove, so Cordero is going to go ahead and hit a base hit. He's going to go down to second. The run comes across. That's Adair. Runner's going to hold up, I should say. So runners did hold up as that got by the third baseman, Cooper Coble. So all that is going to score that as a hit in an RBI single for Cam Cordero, as Lincoln Adair will come around to score. And Lisbon with the run on now score 3-1 as Cordero with the base hit. He's going to stay at first. Jake Lyons at second.
Saw a similar play in the top half of the first inning when Garrison hit a hot shot to the Lisbon third baseman.
About a replay of that. And that'll bring up cleanup here. Jordan Bittner. Bittner first pitch. And he's going to swing on that. That's a high fly ball. It's trouble. It's going to drop. And runners are going to go ahead and advance and throw to third, not in time. And Bittner's going to make it on. We've seen trouble with that. Maybe a little bit of wind, a little bit of problems they're kind of judging the wind out there. We see that a couple times today already.
Well, and that's just the old Bermuda's Triangle, and then someone's got to come in and call it. I think Crawford had a good beat on it, but he had to backtrack a long ways, Brent, to get there with Yoakum and Eigelhart there in center field. Just no one really called it, and by the time it kept getting by the shortstop, all of a sudden, like you said, that's going to spell trouble.
Yeah, and now bases are loaded up for Skachenko and Lisbon as Jaden Howard coming up. Howard, a power hitter for Lisbon, as he hit a grand slam in that District 7 tournament. In that first game against Lidgerwood, he's going to go ahead and foul this one off.
I never know what the game's going to bring. Does 3 runs win you a game, or do you need 10? Maybe 15, Brent. You just never know.
That's right. And the pitch, blown away for a ball. So 1 ball, 1 strike here to Jaden Howard. So Lisbon with 2 hits in the game. And that ball fouled off by Howard. 1 ball, or 2 balls, and 2 strikes. Now 2-2 count to Jaden Howard. And I'm not sure, did they score that in here? And he ate on that. And a swing and a miss and a strikeout for Jaden Howard. So Lisbon with 1 out now. They do have a run across as Lincoln Adair comes across the plate scoring that 1 run for Lisbon. Adair got aboard by a walk. That was followed by Jake Lyons with a walk. Cordero with the RBI single and the base hit.
And then Bittner, that should be a base hit.
It is a base hit.
That should
Okay.
be a base hit. Didn't hit anybody out there, so that should be a base hit.
Okay. And then he base hit by Bittner. And now Jaden Howard strikes out for the first out of the side here for Lisbon.
I think he's been kept busy a little bit behind the plate, getting out of his crouch and making sure he's keeping stuff in front of him.
That's right. That pitch low for a strike, so it catches just the knees on your batter there, Eli Lyons. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Lyons. And Lyons going to swing and see if he goes. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Lyons not able to check that swing. So 1-2 count. 1 out on the delivery, and that's going to be outside. Lyons going to swing again. And he's going to say no down the line there. Chris Larson says no swing.
That's about as close as you can get. That is a 50-50 call right there.
It was. So a 2-2 count here to Eli Lyons. Lyons looking to hit. Driver in the run, and he's going to swing, and that ball, or the bat, flies out of his hands. No gloves, no batting gloves there by Lyons, and that bat got away from him. Don't see that too often. So another strikeout, back-to-back strikeouts now for Mason Skachenko. Got himself a little bit of a jam. So far, 1 run across for Lisbon, but he's come back now with 2 strikeouts. 1 by Howard, 1 by Lyons. That'll bring up Ryland Moss for Lisbon. And that ball across, finding the zone now, pounding the zone. Here's Mason Skachenko as that falls across for strike 1 here on Ryland Moss. Runners at third and second. That ball kind of jams him inside. He pops it up for another Olson County foul ball. And now the 0-2 pitch. See if Moss can keep on battling here. And the pitch, Skachenko, a little line drive up to center field. 1 run's going to come around. 2nd run's coming around there. That's Cordero, the speedster, puts on the Jets in the Lisbon post 7 with 2 runs across. They're going to tie the game up. And the hometown crowd cheering on Lisbon as Lisbon now with runners.
Then I think on an interference, they're going to give the runner at second, third base. So runners at the corners here, Brent. But what a job by Moss down 0-2 to get one right back up the middle and put a kind of contact on it. Really good swing.
Exactly. Coming up clutch there is Ryland Moss with the base hit. As they had the interference there, and Bittner will move down to third. So we're tied up at 3 apiece. As Lyons and Cordero come across. And that strike there to Zach Ward. Ward, the number 8 hitter in the lineup.
It's a lot of pitches thrown right now here.
Yeah, definitely. 29 pitches out there for Mason Skachenko. 26 for Eli Lyons for Lisbon. And here's Ward. Ward's going to watch a ball go across on the outside part of outside in that left-handed batter's box. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here to Zach Ward. Ward playing right field for Lisbon. Ward took a couple years off of baseball, coming back, played some high school baseball his senior years, out here supporting Pole 7, putting an appearance in the state tournament. Now 2 balls and 1 strike.
What do you do in the first inning when the top half matches 3? You match 3 yourself right now and have a chance to maybe even take the lead.
That's right. So runners at the corner, swung off, fouled off by Zach Ward. So 2 balls, 2 strikes.
This is one of those two as you get to the second and third inning. If you have another 20-pitch, inning, that's going to really shrink the amount of innings that you can try to gobble up here in day one of a tournament for both of these teams right now.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what's going through the mind of each of the coaches with the number of pitches, as we're going to have kind of a forced balk play, but run down. The run's going to score. Lisbon will take the lead. They're still in the rundown. As nobody's covering Cerro, they do get to second, and they're going to get the out, but the run does score as Lisbon kind of pulls out that forced balk play, beautifully executed by post 7 as they do get the run across. So Lisbon will take the lead as they're up now by a score of 4-3. So good job over there by post 7. They get the run across. We're going to go and step away. We'll come back for more on yourlevevent.com.
Sharing our heritage, sharing our future. Choosing the right bank for your financial needs can be challenging with the many choices available. Dakota Heritage Bank is pleased you're interested in knowing more about what they can do for you. The Dakota Heritage Bank community bank setting is a strong advantage they have over larger, less personal banks. Customers are more than account numbers, they are friends and neighbors. Working together, Dakota Heritage Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hey, welcome back here at yourlevevent.com. We're up here broadcasting from that Wallach Johnson Insurance broadcast booth. A professional insurance service with a personal touch, locations in Lisbon, Gwinner, and Rutland. Go online to nd-insure.com. That's nd-insure.com. Broadcasting to you from this Wallach Johnson Insurance broadcast booth. As Lisbon in the bottom half of that first inning, they're going to go ahead and take the lead. They score 4 runs in that inning. So they currently lead the home team on the scoreboard. Lisbon post 7 up on the DHB Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard, up by a score of 4-3. Lions here pitching for Lisbon. Now has 24 pitches in the game. Yeah, is leading things off is Mason Skachenko, the pitcher for Garrison. That's going to be popped up, and Bittner's going to drop back to shortstop. Has a beat on it, hauls it in for the first out as Lions gets Skachenko to pop out to the shortstop for the first out. So 1 pitch there for Lions to start things on top of the second inning, and they're going to record the out and retire Mason Skachenko. That'll bring back the top of the order Brady Seidler, as Seidler with the single to lead things off in that first inning, and Lions here kind of settling in now with another strike. Your count 0-1 to Brady Seidler. And the pitch, that's going to go inside for a ball. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Brady Seidler. And Lions with the pitch. That's going to be swung on, drove to center field. Coming in is Grayson Lyons, but a base hit. And going 2 for 2 now is Matt Yoakum. Or excuse me, is Brady Seidler. So Seidler with the base hit. As he reaches first for the second time this inning. Matt Yoakum coming up, your left fielder for post 49, as they led things off in the game to open up things in the top of the first inning with back-to-back singles. Each of those players coming across the checking the runner or the throw over to first, not in time. Yeah, there's really no danger of being thrown out over there. So here's Yoakum with the 0-0 pitch coming with 1 out. And that ball going to bounce in front of the plate. Good block by Jacob Lyons. And Lyons will go ahead. Eli Lyons stepping back on. He steps on immediately. He looks in. Lincoln Adair over at first, holding the runner on for Lisbon. So 1 ball and no strikes. The 1-0 pitch. Throw over once again to Adair. So Lisbon looking then, and Eli Lyons looking to hold that runner over at first. And Brady Seidler. Here's the 1-0. That's going to bounce. The runner goes down. The shot not in line. That's going to get by the second baseman. Now the throw there is Bittner will get it, and he'll get it back into Jake Lyons. So that got by Cordero into center field. Grayson Lyons coming up on it and making a play. So that is your stolen base there. And an S&T quick stop stolen base there. Food and fuel fast S&T quick stop in Thompson. And Lions will take a look down at second with Seidler. And that's going to go in for a ball. So the 2-0 count now to Matt Yoakum. Seidler with the stolen base. Lions will take a look down at second. And the pitch is going to be high for ball 3. Or excuse me, ball 4, sorry. Just as I kind of jinxed Eli Lyons talking about how he's settling in there, he's going to go ahead and Matt Yoakum will draw a walk. So runners now at first and second.
Outs have been hard to come by right now, Brent. Guys have been able to be patient, and Garrison, first inning, they were really aggressive in the accounts that we kind of saw. A lot of first pitch swinging, and second time through, maybe seeing a little bit different of approach here, Brent.
Yeah, a little bit different. You did see that with Thompson, too. They came out swinging, hammering the ball, and then they kind of backed off and, showing bunt quite a bit there the second time through. As Lions will go ahead and step off. So we had time on the field called. So Lions steps off. We do have runners at first and second. So Brady Seidler at second with had the stolen base. Matt Yoakum drew the walk. So number 3 hitter Grady Crawford up. The 0-1 pitch can be high, reeled in by Jake Lyons. So 1 ball, 1 strike. There to Grady Crawford. Crawford with a double. As that ball, if you recall back to that top of the first inning, kind of sailed over that center fielder's head and dropping in for a double and bringing a couple runs across. Good block there by Jake Lyons.
Yeah, if that one goes a little bit farther up the first base line, you're probably seeing that lead runner, break for third base in that situation, Brent.
Yeah, these guys just looking for that opportunity. Like you said, it's just the little things, and if you get that opportunity, we'll see if Post 49 will be able to take that. So 2-1, 2 balls and 1 strike there to Grady Crawford. So Lyons, he'll take a look down at second. And he's going to throw over. It's a little spin move to Dare. Dare's still holding on the runner over at first.
Sometimes those are the ones that you try to see if that secondary runner is caught napping and you get a free, easy out and maybe get you 1 step closer getting out of the inning.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what he was thinking over there with that little spin move. Or jump turn, I guess. And that's swung on. That's going to go to the second baseman. Cordero fields it cleanly, looking for that double play. Throw to first, not in time. Gets away from Adair. The run's going to come home, and we're going to have a tied ball game, but we did get an out. So Brady Seidler will come across to score. Yoakum thrown out at second. And Crawford safe at first as Lisbon kind of hurried through that, tried to turn the double play. Got away from the first baseman. So that allowed the run to come around and score. So we're tied up at 4 apiece.
Yeah, and that'd just be an error on the throw by Bittner, one hopping it over to Adair, and that just all of a sudden, like you said, Brent, gives the Titans a new shot of life here in the inning as well.
Yeah, it gives them an extra out. So an error on the play, and that'll bring up Trayson Egelhard. Egelhard playing center field. So 1 ball, no strikes there to Egelhard. Lions will take a look over at first with that runner on first. That ball hit, popped up, and coming under it, drifting under it, there is Cordero. Cordero will go ahead and haul that in. So pop out, but we're tied up here as Garrison will go ahead and plate another run. So tied up at 4 apiece here on YourLiveEvent.com. We'll step away, take a word from our sponsor, and come back for more from LFD Field at Sandiego Park.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
All right, hey, welcome back here at LiveEvent.com as Garrison will go ahead and tie it up on the scoreboard. So we're tied up at 4 apiece. Garrison putting together a real disciplined at-bat there as they were able to draw a couple of walks, get a couple of runners on base, and some timely hitting. And that'll bring around a run to tie things up here at 4 apiece with Lisbon. Lisbon did have 1 error in that inning as Lisbon tried to turn that double play. Mishandled there, the throw kind of wide there on Adair, and Adair wasn't able to get it get a handle on it. That allowed the run to score. So here, with our double play sponsor this evening, Lamar Hardware. Lamar Hardware carries you every day items for plumbing, electrical, automotive, and more. Their sweet picking section. You'll see brand new furniture and decor. Go online to lamarhardware.com. That's LemoreHardware.com. All right, coming up here for post 7 is Zach Ward for Lisbon. So bottom of the second inning, Ward there with that kind of forced balk, that run coming across there at the bottom of the first inning. Ward was up to bat. He's back up here again as that runner was eventually thrown out. That rundown at second. So 2-0. Ward swings, takes a big cut. Now with 2 balls and 1 strike. Here's Skachenko. So Mason Skachenko on the mound with 34 pitches. He's going to go ahead, delivers it, and Ward will get a hold of it. Goes to the second baseman, Brody Seidler. Slow roller over to first, and they record the out. There for Zach Ward with the put out at first. So that'll bring up a number 9 hitter, designated hitter, Camden Rondesvet, your bottom of the second inning. One out for Lisbon. Skachenko with the pitch, and that's going to drop. The bottom just dropped out of that. Rondesvet kind of shaking his head a little bit. He swung on that, so the 0-1 pitch coming up. And Skachenko working a little faster pace this inning. That swung on by Rondesvet. That's going to poke through to the right field. Right fielder's going to see if he can come up throwing. Rondesvet with the hustle down. And that'll be a base hit for Camden Rondesvet, your designated hitter. And that'll bring back Lisbon's top of the order in Lincoln Adair. Adair, first time up in that first inning, drew a walk, and then eventually coming around to score.
Starting to see the shadows come into play, particularly more in the outfield and right field right now, Brent.
Yeah, especially with all those trees over there down that right field line or down the right field fence.
Start seeing it as well at home plate pretty quick between slowly engulfing kind of that batter's box.
Yep. As that first pitch, swing and a miss by Adair. Skachenko with the 0-1. That's going to be a nice block back behind the plate by Emmett Legge. Yeah, his runner will not go there with Camden Rondesvet for Lisbon over at first. And the pitch and swung on. That's going to be a little chopper and handled by the shortstop over to first, trying to with the double play. Not in time as Adair is safe. The runner is out. There, Rondesvet is out at second. Adair safe at first off the fielder's choice. So that brings up Jake Lyons. Lyons also drawing a walk in that first inning for Lisbon. Adair on first. And that pitch going to fall in for a ball. So the 1-0 count with 2 outs here for Lisbon. Adair on first, reaching on a fielder's choice after Rondesvet thrown out at second. Adair's going to go. The throw not in time. Adair speeding down to second. So another stolen base, another S&T quick stop. Food and fuel fast there. S&T quick stop in Thompson. Another S&T quick stop stolen base there. Now this time for Lincoln Adair in Lisbon post 7. As Adair on second gets into scoring position with Jake Lyons at the plate. He's going to swing and a miss. Big swing by Lyons. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Jake Lyons. So here's Skachenko. He takes a look at second. And the pitch swung on, gets Lyons swinging as that bottom dropped out of that one. Goes Skachenko with the strikeout. That'll be his 3rd of the game as he gets Jake Lyons swinging. And the 3rd out of the inning. So had 4 up now, 3 outs for Lisbon post number 7. As the Garrison post 49 coming up in that top half of the 3rd inning. They're going to have Trayson Egelhart, Gage Roberts, and Cooper Coble up to bat here on YourLiveEvent.com. So we'll step away, take a word from our sponsor, come back for more in just a moment.
Hit your finances right out of the park with Olson Accounting in Lisbon. Whether you're a farmer, small business owner, or individual taxpayer, Olson Accounting delivers professional financial services you can count on. Olson Accounting wishes the best to all teams in the State B Legion Tournament. Don't strike out with your finances. Step up to the plate with Olson Accounting, located at 210 Main Street in Lisbon, or call 701-683-2700.
Hey, welcome back to YourLiveEvent.com here at LFD Field at Seneca Park in Lisbon, North Dakota. This is Brent Dick along with Chase Miller. Going to give you that bracket breakdown. Hunter Insurance Bracket Breakdown. Hunter Insurance Agency is dedicated to providing you the best support for your insurance request from crop, hail, farm, commercial, and home. For more information, go online to hunterinsuranceagency.com. That's hunterinsuranceagency.com here with your Hunter Insurance Bracket Breakdown. And if you're just tuning in or if you've been with us all along, you'll have the first game of the day at started at 10:30 a.m. as it was Grafton Post 41. They defeated Lemoore Post 19 by a score of 7-3. Game number 2 was Edgeley Post number 146 over the Burlington Bulldogs by a score of 5-4. And then your third game of the evening was Thompson Post 181 over Velva Post 39 by a score of 3-1. It has Eli Lyons still on the mound for Lisbon, and he has 40 pitches in the game for Lions to lead things off here, top half of the third inning, as Trayson Engelhardt up to bat. The Lions steps off the backside of the mound, fixes that sleeve on his right arm. So the 2-0 pitch, and that goes across for a strike. It's the outside part of the plate. So now 2 balls and 1 strike. As up on that DHB scoreboard, we are all tied up. That ball hit down the left field line and goes foul. As that was heading there towards that left field foul pole. And that just bent foul there just at the last minute.
I think if you had a 6-inch sub sandwich, I don't even know if it was, maybe 3-inch sub sandwich, maybe like a snack bite or a protein pack, however they call it. Now that's how much it didn't miss by much.
I think everybody was holding their breath a little bit on that one. That ball swung off, fouled off, so another Olsen Accounting foul ball there. Yeah, it's a good at-bat going on here right now in the battle between Trayson Engelhardt and Eli Lyons of Lisbon. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. As Lions working out of the stretch. Ball's going to go across and go for ball 3. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Nobody on. Lions working out of the stretch. Had to double check that, and he's going to go ahead and step off. Takes a look in. Lions with the pitch, swung on, and that ball well hit to the gap in center, or left center. Coming around, taking a good route on there was Garrison Lyons. So Lions did a good job. Good route selection by Lions to cut that one off and not let that one get by him. If he did, that ball would have rolled quite a ways. But that does result in a single there for Trayson Engelhardt coming up with that great at-bat and a battle against Eli Lyons. And he will be rewarded for that with a single.
Both teams have shown so far through 2 innings they can put the ball in play against the opposite pitcher some way, somehow.
Yep, definitely. That's kind of one of the points Coach Bittner talked about. Just want to be able to put the ball in play and be competitive out here. So that brings up Gage Roberts. And that first pitch falls in for a strike for the 0-1 count. And Lions take a look at first. Working out of the stretch once again. That ball thrown, that's going to be hit on. Little chopper there. Third base going to go over to second. Able to reel it in. Throw not time to first. Going to get by again. And the runner's going to go ahead and go around there as Roberts to second. The throw and the tag is pushed out. And a heck of a play over there as the ball got by Adair. And they're going to get the out at second as Gage Roberts took a chance and rounded. And Lincoln Adair comes up with a dot off the throw to Cam Cordero. Applies the tag. And Lisbon, just like that, has 2 outs.
Well, it took a perfect throw. I mean, I don't mind Roberts going from first to second, especially how he went up the line and then immediately turned, Brent, because it took a perfect throw to get him out at second base.
And that, a little more confidence here in Eli Lyons. That first pitch across now for a strike.
Different way to get a double play by, mind you, as well,
go.
by Lemoore Hardware, right?
Yep, thank you there. Yep, Lemoore Hardware, double play. With your double play sponsored by Lemoore Hardware. Lemoore Hardware carries your everyday items for plumbing, electrical, automotive, and more. Their sweet picking section. You'll see brand new furniture and decor. Go online to LemoreHardware.com. That's LemoreHardware.com.
We'll have to go back on the scores column to see how you mark that in your scores column.
I'm telling you what, I get the official score on that one, right? That's going to go high for a ball. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here to your batter there. Now that's Cooper Coble. That ball's going to drop. Nice curveball there thrown by Eli Lyons. Cooper Coble kind of out in front of that. And that's a strikeout swinging here for Eli Lyons. Lyons with the third strikeout of the game for Lisbon, post 7. As Lyons gets himself out of the jam, and we're still tied up here on that DHB scoreboard update here at the going into the bottom of the 3rd inning. We're all tied up at 4.
Let's talk about price. Yeah, we've heard it. Why would I pay more for Polar when Big Wireless is cheaper? Let's break it down. With us, you're not on hold with someone who's 3 states away. Your call goes to Kimberly, or Ashley, or Tamara, someone who lives right here. When your internet's down, we're not mailing you out a box. We're sending a real person. Someone that knows your name, and probably your dog's name too. So yeah, we're not the cheapest. We're the best experience. Polar Communications.
Riverside Building Center in Lisbon is the premier building supply headquarters in southeastern North Dakota. They have it from the basic home improvements to complete pre-built homes. Their staff is knowledgeable in every product they sell. With their large inventory and a fleet of 6 delivery vehicles, Riverside Building Center in Lisbon can bring the products to your job site. From a hammer all the way to a home, they have you covered. Visit rbclisbon.com today. That's rbclisbon.com. Riverside Building Center in Lisbon.
Hey, welcome back to yourliveevent.com. As we're back here with our in-game update sponsored by Bank North. Bank should feel personal, and that Bank North it does. They're proud to be local, supporting local teams and communities they serve. Visit banknorth.bank to learn more. Bank North, member FDIC, and equal housing lender. That's banknorth.bank, banknorth.bank. As Lisbon getting themselves kind of out of a jam there with that double play, that Lamore Hardware double play, and Eli Lyons following that up with a strikeout to close out Garrison there in that top half of the 2nd inning. Top half of the 3rd inning, and that'll bring up Lisbon post 7 to bat. And leading things off, Cam Cordero. Cordero takes a big swing, kind of pulls the head a little bit early for strike 1. There with Mason Skachenko on the mound. Skachenko working quick out of the windup. He swings, and they're going to say strike 2.
All 4 runs for Lisbon back in that 1st inning, Brent, and then Garrison, 3 in that 1st and got a run in the 2nd.
Ball. So ball there. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Cam Cordero. Cordero coming up with that big hit, RBI hit there, base hit back in that 1st inning. And that ball swung on by Cordero, making some contact. Now we got a battle going on there between Cam Cordero and Mason Skachenko as we have another Olsen Accounting foul ball. So 1 ball, 2 strikes your count. And the pitch by Skachenko. The pitch bounces, and now 2 balls, 2 strikes. Good at bat going here for Cam Cordero, driving up that pitch count just a little bit more now. 49 pitches there for Mason Skachenko. 52 for Eli Lyons. That ball, check swing, and gets him. So sends the high fastball, and Cordero kind of held back on it. But he wasn't going to be able to touch that one anyways, as recording a strikeout is Mason Skachenko. Skachenko in the game now with 3 strikeouts. 1 in each inning so far. As that'll bring up Jordan Bittner, number 4 hitting their lineup, playing shortstop for Lisbon, as Bittner with a base hit. And also came across and scored a run in that 1st inning. That ball outside for another ball. So the 2-0 count to Bittner. Skachenko working out of the windup. And there's Bittner standing in there, and that ball is going to be in there for a strike. So 2 balls, 1 strike to Jordan Bittner. 2-1 count. Skachenko works out of the windup, and the pitch is going to be high for ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike. Ball kind of gets away from Skachenko. Has to jog back out and pick it up. And it takes him off your groove just a little bit. Here's Skachenko with the windup in the pitch. And that ball's going to hit Bittner. And kind of took Skachenko out of the rhythm. He follows that up with a hit by pitch on Jordan Bittner. Bittner kind of shaking his hand a little bit. So runner on there for Lisbon.
I was going to say, those are ones as a batter because of just the ball, and then all of a sudden you got your bat, so you're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place with your fingers, and that's where you kind of get a broken, dislocated sometimes finger there, Brent.
Definitely. Yep, that'll bring up Jaden Howard, your number 5 hitter. Like I said, a little bit of power here with Jaden Howard. As we do have a runner over at first. Kachenko's going to go ahead and check the runner over there, trying to hold Bittner on. Lisbon does have one stolen base there. That was by Adair. And that ball is going to be low and away to Howard. So 1 ball, no strikes to Jaden Howard. Cordero led things off for Lisbon. He struck out. That's going to fall in there for a strike. Bittner, your cleanup hitter, hit by pitch. And now brings up Jaden Howard. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out with a runner on first. And that throw over to first. Bittner sliding in. He's safe on the tag. Stepping a dive back there for Bittner. As back to that 1-1 count. And the pitch by Skachenko. That swung on. Big swing by Howard. As Howard struck out in the first inning. And now he has the 1-2 count. Howard still trying to find his bat with this 1-2 count. Skachenko takes a quick look over at Bittner. Bittner's going to go, no throw, as we have another stolen base there, as another S&T quick stop. Food and Fuel Fast, S&T quick stop in Thompson, stolen base there by Jordan Bittner. So Howard here looking to battle now. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bittner's on second with 1 out. That ball, you can get a piece of it. About as good as a bunt. That's going to advance the runner, having trouble getting a handle on his Skachenko. And Jaden Howard for Lisbon gets a piece of it, makes contact, put the ball in play, did his job. He advanced the runner. He's also safe. So we'll see how they score that.
That would have been a tough play
Yeah,
for the pitcher, but when you have a chance and, if you can field it cleanly, that maybe would have been an out at first base. But just off the bat, Brent, that was going to be a dangerous play for the pitcher.
Definitely. Howard doing a good job there at that bat. Battled. He was behind early in that count and just got a piece of it. Good 2-strike approach there for Howard. Yeah, that's going to bring up Eli Lyons. See if Lyons can help himself out. He's got runners at the corner. And that ball's going to get away. That's going to fall in there for a strike there on Lyons. Now the 0-2 count.
You get out of the double play here, Brent, with that secondary runner making its way. They're trying the same thing, that late delayed steal to see if you throw down there, but it just went off the catcher's glove there for Legge.
Yep. Yeah, the stars and the moon didn't align on that one. As that's a swing there by Lyons, going to get him strike out. And that's a strikeout. Looks like strikeout number 5 now for Mason Skachenko. As it was Jaden Howard moving down to second. So we're still tied up at 4 apiece on that DHB scoreboard. And that'll bring up Rylan Moss. Moss with a big hit. That's going to get away. And runner's going to hold. That's Bittner over on third. He's going to hold. He kind of thought about it.
It didn't get away enough, I think, right? I mean, it just got off the batter's box circle, so to speak, with turf. But it didn't get up maybe 5-10 feet more to allow Bittner probably to try to scamper in.
Yeah, Rylan Moss coming up with a big hit that first inning. As he's looking to go back-to-back here with base hits. Now 2 balls and 1 strike to Rylan Moss. Or no, 3-2. Okay.
Yeah, 2-0 count.
2-0. Okay, 2-0 count. 2 balls, no strike there to Skachenko. Skachenko with the pitch. Going to go across the knees for a strike. Nice looking pitch there by Mason Skachenko. As he has runners, Lisbon has, post 7 has runners at second and third. Howard and Bittner. That ball swung on by Moss. He's going to lift it into right field. Coming on in is your right fielder and making the play, Slade Nordstrom. And that's going to retire the side for Lisbon, as Lisbon, go ahead and they're going to strand 2 runners. As we're still tied up on the DHB scoreboard. We'll step away. We'll come back for more on YourLiveEvent.com.
Wallach Johnson Insurance is your friendly neighborhood team of qualified insurance professionals celebrating over 40 years of service. As an experienced independent insurance agency, they have access to highly rated insurance companies and can shop around to find you an affordable solution for farm, crop, business, home, and auto insurance. Visit them at one of their locations in Lisbon, Winter, or Rutland and get a free quote started today. For more information, go to nd-insure.com.
Show your Bronco pride everywhere you go with the Bronco Spirit Card from American Bank and Trust in Lisbon, featuring the official Lisbon Bronco mascot logo. The Bronco Spirit Card lets you support Lisbon Public Schools every time you make a purchase. With each swipe of your Bronco Spirit Card, American Bank and Trust donates a percentage back to the school district to help fund projects of their choice. Stop by American Bank and Trust in Lisbon today and ask about the Bronco Spirit Card. Locally owned, community focused, Bronco proud, member FDIC.
Hey, welcome back on YourLiveEvent.com as we're back to LFD Field in San Diego Park, Lisbon, North Dakota. As we're all tied up on that Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard, tied up at 4 apiece. As it was Garrison plating 3 runs in the first inning. Lisbon followed that up and took the lead in the bottom of the first, up 4-3. And Garrison come back in that second with 1 run. So we're tied up here at 4. Lions still on the mound for Lisbon with 67 pitches for Eli Lyons. That's going to be fouled off there. So another Olson Accounting foul ball. Up to bat is Emmett Legge. So Legge, his first time up, struck out in the first inning. The Lions continuing to pitch for Lisbon as he's going to go ahead and step off. Now steps back on. Legge in the batter's box. Legge, the catcher for Garrison, and that ball will be swung on, hit to the third baseman, Moss. Moss fields it, makes the throw. Adair with the nice jump, and the ball does get away. It falls out of the glove on on Adair off the throw by Ryland Moss. So Moss had trouble handling it, rifled it over a bit high to Adair with a big leap trying to save it, put the tag on, but the ball does fall out.
Yeah, E5 on the play. I mean, Adair, like you said, did everything he could acrobatically to try to keep that in front of him. And then he did apply the tag, which would have been the out. I don't think that was the Alex Rodriguez in ALCS where he purposely, came down to just how your natural flow was. So able to get the runner on here for Garrison.
Yeah, so lead off as a board. Now it's going to be a high fly ball back over to left field. He gets over the head of Howard. That runner's going to come around second, going to third to throw into the cutoff shortstop there with Bittner. So runner's going to be now at second and third with Ethan Buttman. Buttman with the stand-up double off of that shot. And that error on Lisbon comes back to Hanem as now they got runners at second and third there for post 49 with no outs.
Buttman's going to be thinking, what do I got to do to get one out of this ballpark? And I mean, he tattooed that to left center.
Yeah, we've seen some of these balls carry a little bit, carried a little bit more than kind of what we thought. But Howard on his horse, just not able to get to that one. And that ball's going to fall across for a strike there to Mason Skachenko. So the 0-1 pitch, Lions takes a look, takes the sign. Runners at second and third for Garrison. That ball swung on, kind of bounced in front of the plate, chasing that one was Skachenko. So strike 2. So in the game, Eli Lyons with 3 strikeouts has the 0-2 count. Now on Mason Skachenko. Garrison with runners at second and third. That ball just missing. Yeah, it was 1 ball, 2 strikes there to Skachenko. Lions, right now the pitch count, 67 for Lions. Or excuse me, 58. Looking at the wrong one. And that ball swung on. And they say foul ball. Okay, so a foul ball. Thought it maybe was a drop. Third strike. So I say it was a foul ball. So back to the 1-2 count. So continue on the at bat here, Mason Skachenko. 1 ball, 2 strikes, runners at second, third, nobody out for Garrison post 49. And the pitch by Lions, that's going to be swung on, nice glove work. The throw home, the take applied, they're out. Runner coming home is out. A good play by Ryland Moss, kind of redeeming himself after that errant throw to over to first base to Adair. They get the runner at home. So Lisbon playing up, able to get that runner, Emmett Legge, for the first out. So that'll keep runners now at first and second off of that fielder's choice. So Mason Skachenko is aboard at first. Buttman will stay at second.
I say that was a big out because Buttman still stays only at second base on that one, Brent.
Good play over there by Moss. That ball, little roller, going to go to second. Oh, and it hits the runner, and that runner is going to advance from third and come around to score, as they kind of made the call in the field to try to get that runner going to second instead of going to first, and that's going to cost Lisbon, and that hit the runner sliding into second, and then the run's going to come around to score.
Tough one, right? I mean, you can go try to take the out at first base. It's slow roller, runners at second and third if you make the clean play, but right now Lisbon just giving Garrison a couple extra outs in the inning right now, Brent.
Yeah, right now, like you said, they're giving him 2 extra outs. Lisbon's got to try to get settled down and back in this line. Still doing a good job pitching out there. Lisbon just having a problem with their defense right now. As Matt Yoakum up to bat.
And for Garrison, this is where you really got to cash in, right? Another extra base hit somewhere. Really, really force it to Lisbon here.
That ball fall back there for another Olsen Accounting foul ball. So runners here at first and second. And Lions will take a look. Down to second. The 0-2 pitch, and that's going to be high for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. As Legge was put out at home on a great play, great glove work there by Moss. He chose to go get the lead runner going home for the first out. Errant throw going in, trying to turn the double play and get that runner at second there by Cordero. Garrison has the lead now by a score of 5-4. That ball outside. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Lions will take a look in again. And that'll be a ball. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, going to load up the count with 1 out. There to Matt Yoakum. Yoakum in the game with a single in the first inning, drew a walk in the second. And that ball down low, and that'll put a runner on as we're going to load up the bases now. Matt Yoakum draws the walk. So now we have bases loaded. So Matt Yoakum draws the walk. Grady Crawford up, 1 out for Lisbon. As Eli Lyons still on the mound in a bit of a jam. That ball well hit. Going to get over the head of Jaden Howard. As we're going to have extra bases and runs coming across. That runner from first, see if he can go from first to home. The throw home, and that's going to be not in time as 3 runs are going to come across for Garrison. As they play 3 runs. And a big hit by Grady Crawford.
I was just going to say, we said just a moment ago, could you make Lisbon pay with the errors? And that's the hit that really makes Lisbon pay with that crooked number up on the board with 4 runs here in the 4th inning.
Yeah, doing a lot of damage there, Grady Crawford, and just good race running overall there for Garrison Post 49. If you're able to go from first to home, you got the Jets on and doing something right. As brings up Trayson Engelhard. That ball will skip in, so Grady Crawford down at second. That's his second double of the game for Crawford. Had a double back in that first inning. So your cleanup hitter, Trayson Engelhart. And that ball going to get away, and it looks like we're going to have another run come across here for Engelhart. As Eli Lyons chose to go to second on that. Engelhart was in the process of stealing over to third. So an error on the throw by Lyons will bring around the run, Trayson Engelhart.
And now it's 9-4 on the air, and I think Brad Bittner's going to make a change. He is making a change here. Brent on the mound.
Yep, all right. So that'll be, I think that's our first mound visit and a possible pitching chain there with our Riverside Building Center mound visit. The premier dealer for all of your building supply needs, from the basics to home improvement, complete pre-built homes, is Riverside Building Center. Stop by in Lisbon or go online to rbclisbon.com. As Coach Bittner is out on the mound, looks like we will have that pitching change. As we'll go ahead and step away, come back for more on yourliveevent.com.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the 3-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. 3, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
Say goodbye to discomfort and say hello to reaching your full potential. At Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness, our diverse team of experts has your back in any phase of life. From the warm, friendly greeting to connecting with your therapist, Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness is the backbone of your health. High-quality care with a personal touch. Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness.
It's safe to say we have it pretty good in the Drayton, North Dakota area. Growing sugar beets, making sugar, bringing a little sweetness to the world. Every day, American Crystal Sugar produces sweet products people love in a place we love to call home. It's a thing we like to call the sweet life, and we're proud to share it with you. American Crystal Sugar's Drayton facility wants you to enjoy the events in the communities of our area. Here's to living the sweet life. American Crystal Sugar, Drayton.
In agriculture, the one thing you can count on is uncertainty. What if the GPS short circuits in your tractor? Do you have equipment breakdown coverage? Nodak Insurance has been insuring farmers and ranchers for over 70 years, and we've come across about every scenario you can imagine. Hi, I'm Chris Moen, your agent with answers at Nodak Insurance Company. I know insurance, I know North Dakota, and I might even know you. Call me today for details on how we can protect your farming operation at 757-1613.
Hey, welcome back to yourliveevent.com here at Sandiego Park in Lisbon, North Dakota. This is Brent Dick along with Chase Miller as we just had your mound visit out there. And looking at those changes, pitching change for Lisbon as Cam Cordero coming in from second. He'll be your pitcher for Lisbon as Eli Lyons will go into catch. And then your catcher, Jake Lyons, moves into center field. And you have Lincoln Adair at first as he will move to second. And that'll bring in Zach Ward from right as he'll go take first base. And then Grayson Lyons will move over from center field into right field. So currently now Lisbon in their outfield, they'll have Howard, Jacob Lyons, and Grayson Lyons as Cordero going to work right away on the batter here, Trayson Engelhard. And the 3-1 pitch, Cordero coming in with some smoke right away as he finds the strike zone. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And 1 out. Nobody on. And that ball hit down there to Moss. Moss trying to backhand it. That's going to get by him. And that's going to go over to Howard. And Howard's going to go get it into the cutoff. And a single there by Trayson Engelhart. As Moss went in to backhand it.
I'm going to mark
calling it as an error.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I mean, you still backhanded it, but it's also it's right there for you. You know, kind of alligator or T-Rex armed it just a little bit there, Brent, just to get it by you.
Yeah. Okay. All right. You got Gage Roberts. Excuse me. So that'll bring up. Yep, Cooper Coble. Excuse me.
If you're Garrison, the question is how many more runs can you put on this inning, right, Brent?
Yeah,
You just put
I'm
the ball in
telling
play, and all of a sudden, boom, you're up by 5.
Yeah, big changes defensively for Lisbon, and Garrison still up to bat. Your top half of the 4th inning. That ball's going to fall in for a strike, or excuse me, for a ball. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Here to Cooper Coble. So Coble with the 1-1 count, 1 out. Runner over on first. And that's going to be now 2 balls and 1 strike there to Cooper Coble. And Cordero working out of the stretch. Coble asking for a little bit of time, steps in. And now Cordero's going to step off. As that runner over on first. They're held on by Zach Ward of Lisbon, new first baseman. That pitch by Cordero, this is going to be popped up over to the right side, and Adair's going to drift back from that second base position. And he's going to reel that one in for Lisbon, so Adair coming over from second, and that'll record the second out. There by Cooper Coble with the pop out to the second baseman. Lincoln Adair. And now coming up, Ebbett Legge. Legge reaching on an error on the third baseman. Coming back around in the lineup there is Emmett Legge. That ball popped up, going back over once again. As drifting back there, Zach Ward makes the catch, and that'll record the third out. As Emmett Legge pops out to Zach Ward over at first base. So Lisbon out of the inning now after that pitcher jam with Cam Cordero. But Garrison doing a lot of damage now as they lead by a score of 9-4. They played 5 runs in the top half of the fourth inning. That'll bring up Lisbon here just ahead on yourliveevent.com.
R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is accepting applications for a broadcast sales representative. Applicant should be self-motivated, organized, have ability to communicate clearly, and the desire to help our customer partners grow their business with customer service for their advertising and marketing needs. All experience levels are encouraged to apply. To apply, email your resume to apply@rjbroadcasting.com. R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
The friendly staff at Lemoore Drugstore reminds you from prescription requests and OTC medication. You can find it all at Lemoore Drugstore. Download the app to make refilling your prescriptions more convenient. With school just around the corner, stop by Lemoore Drugstore to pick up everything you need on your back-to-school list. Located in the center of Lemoore in the Bank North Mall. For more information, go to LemooreDrugstore.com. That's LemooreDrugstore.com, or stop in and check them out.
Hey, welcome back here at yourliveevent.com as we're back for the bottom half of our fourth inning. Looking at your Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard, we do have a new score up there as Garrison up down by a score of 9-4. They put across 5 runs in that top half of the fourth inning there with that Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard update, sharing your heritage, sharing your future with locations in North Dakota and Minnesota, dhb.bank. As that'll bring up for Lisbon, Zach Ward up. And that first pitch by Skachenko falls in for a strike. A little off speed outside part of the plate. And the 0-1 pitch, going to bounce that. Hits just in front of the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike to Zach Ward. Ward last time up flew out or popped out to the second baseman. That ball going to be hit by pitch. Zach Ward taking one for the team with the hit by pitch. And takes it off the top part of the back of the left shoulder. That'll bring up Camden Rondesfit. Rondesfit, the designated hitter, has singled back in the second inning. So runner on first, nobody out. Mason Skachenko takes a look over at first, trying to decide if Ward is going to take off. And the pitch off speed, bottom drops out of that one and catches Camden Rondesfit swinging for strike 1. And the throw over to first. Ward sliding back, stepping a dive back in time. So the 0-1 count, 0-1 pitch there to Camden Rondesfit. 71 pitches there for Skachenko. That's going to fall in there for strike 2. Now 0-2 with the runner at first. Zach Ward leading things off with a hit by pitch. So here's Rondesfit with the hit. Gets through the gap there, and that's going to advance the runner. Ward down to second. Rondesfit with another base hit in that DH number 9 position with 2 singles now for Camden Rondesfit and nobody out. As Chase kind of alluded to during our break, he wasn't sure if 9 runs was going to do it, and Lisbon now threatening.
Well, these teams have just found ways to put runners on, right? And it's just been, can you get the 3 outs before you commit the error? Can you get that lead runner out? You know, the small things.
And that ball outside, good block there by your catcher, Emmett Legge.
And Skachenko right now, you start looking up, he'll have his 75th pitch up coming here, and it's still the bottom of the 4th inning. So you put a couple long at-bats together, he's not going to have as many more outs to work with.
That pitch swung on by Adair. That maybe get through the hole. Bobbled by the shortstop over to first. Not in time as we'll have runners at the corner. on the fielder's choice, trying to turn the double play, not able to get it. So Lincoln Adair aboard, and looks like Ronda's fit out at second for the first out.
And we gonna have a
mount?
we got a quick collision there going
Okay,
into
the
second
timeout.
base to try to, do your best to break up the double play.
Okay.
And the shortstop came across Brent on that one, and Crawford. I just wonder kind of where he was hit a little bit, and he's gonna make sure he's all right over at second base right now, and probably just allow him to collect your breath. I'm sure once you kind of barrel roll over the runner, you're just making sure everything's situated all right and nothing's twisted or turned up a little bit as he's able to come back to his normal spot.
All right, that's good to see out there. Yeah, it looked like Brody Seidler was down. Was that Brody Seidler that was down?
Yeah, Crawford.
Oh, Crawford.
Yeah, the
Crawford.
shortstop.
Okay, sorry. Yeah. Okay.
And, I mean, you're going into second base to try to break up the double play at the end,
Yep.
but, as long as you're in the base pass and you're not putting your foot up or you're
Right.
dragging your foot out, right, that's what you're taught to do, to try to break up that double play as best as you can.
Yep. All right, so Lisbon runners at the corners. They have one out. That'll bring up Jacob Lyons. Lyons with the walk and a strikeout. And 2 plate appearances in this game for Lisbon. And the pitch showing bunt. Runner's going to go. And that'll get Adair. So Adair there down to second. There with that S&T quick stop. Food and fuel fast there. S&T quick stop. Stolen base by Lincoln Adair. His second one on the day. And the pitch that swung on and bobbled there by the third baseman. Run's going to come across over to first in time. I think it was in time. Didn't pull his foot, so runner is out. But it is an RBI coming in. A batted in run there for Jake Lyons.
Quality out, get that 5th run of the game in. Now it's kind of moving the line forward here and seeing if you can and get that 6th or 7th. But you got that 5th run of the game there, Brent, on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard.
Yep. All right, now a new score there. As Lisbon with 5 runs. 9-5 is your score. Garrison still has the 4-run lead with Adair out at second base with Cam Cordero up to bat. And that ball is low as Cordero with the single back in the first inning and scored a run, also struck out in the third. So 1 ball, no strikes. And Adair, the long look by the pitcher Skachenko. That ball low for ball 2. 2-0 count there to Cam Cordero. And now 78 pitches there for Mason Skachenko. 2 outs, 1 run across for Lisbon in this inning. Now ball outside. Adair thought about it. Jogs back to second. So 3-0 count.
That's one where you better get to third with 2 outs
Yeah,
if you're going to sprint, right?
Yeah, you don't want to be the first or the last out over at third base. So that's taken all the way there was Cordero. So now 3-1 count. There to Cordero. 3 balls, 1 strike. Adair out at second. That ball's going to be hit Cordero. So hit by pitch. Now, so you have Adair at second. Now Cam Cordero at first after the hit by pitch. 2 outs. That'll bring up Jordan Bittner, your cleanup hitter. Bittner in the game with a single and a run scored. Also hit by pitch. Made his way around to third. Back in the third. And that ball's going to get away as Adair is going to go ahead and make it down with a couple more stolen bases there. As that ball did get away.
Yeah, pass ball on that one by the catcher, just trying to keep it in front of him, but just took that hop almost right when he was trying to glove it and took just that big bounce.
So you have Cordero and Adair. Runners, down the line, just about hit Adair. As Bittner got a hold of that one, smoked it foul.
Remember the bop it, skip it, thing? That's what Lincoln was doing right
Oh,
there
my goodness.
back in the 90s, the zing it, bop it. He had his best high jump going.
Yeah, cat-like is what I refer to that. That was pitch to Bittner. Outside, 2 balls and 1 strike to Jordan Bittner.
Also want to feel good.
Yeah, I know, no kidding. Right at the ankles or the shins. That ball swung on high, fly ball to left field as runners are going to come around with 2 outs. Still trying to find it and hauling it in. Out there is your left fielder, Matt Yoakum. So Lisbon with one run across as we'll go ahead and head into the top half of the 5th inning up on that DHB scoreboard. It's Garrison 9, Lisbon 5.
This is Chris from Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. The dog days of summer are here and harvest has begun. Please stay safe this season. Summer also means heavily discounted shop, seed meter, and planter inspection rates. Cash and early order discounts pair with $50 per row rebate offered on new systems. And don't forget the fantastic interest rates, including 0% for 1 year. Give us a call at 701-636-2119 with any questions or visit planterdoc.com.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
Hey, welcome back here, liveevent.com, as we're back here in the top half of this 5th inning as Garrison leads now by a score of 9-5. Lisbon able to get one run across up on the or broadcasting up here from that Wall Johnson Insurance broadcast booth here with Wall Johnson Insurance broadcast booth as Garrison leads by a score of 9-5. And Cordero still on the mound. He has 10 pitches. He came in relief of Eli Lyons. So that'll bring up Ethan Buttman. Buttman striking out back in the 1st inning. And that first pitch across by Cordero for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes to Ethan Buttman. Your top half of the 5th inning. 1-0 pitch is a strike. Outside part of the plate, low and outside. It's 1 ball, 1 strike there to Ethan Buttman by Cordero. Cordero working out of the windup. And the pitch skips it just behind the plate for 2 balls and 1 strike.
Not too many zeros on those half-inning scoreboards so far here, Brent. Garrison just with 1 and Lisbon with 2 so far.
That's a pitch, and that's going to be fouled off there for another Wilson Accounting foul ball.
Also, every time I look over towards the pool, it's the smallest kid that's jumping off the very tallest, jump that's going there. It just is like, how come the small kids always take the farthest one up out of the dives?
Always doing toothpicks off of that. And that's a check swing for a strikeout there by Ethan Buttman. So Cordero with the strikeout. So that'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Mason Skachenko. So 1 out. Cordero on the mound working out of the windup here. Pitching to Mason Skachenko. Skachenko popping out in that 2nd inning to the shortstop. And now with the 1 ball, no strikes, 1-0 pitch. Not swing and a miss for 1 ball, 1 strike. And here's Cordero's going to take the sign out of the windup. That's high for ball 2. So Cordero with 18 pitches here coming in relief. Out of the windup with the 2-1 pitch, and that'll go in for a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes, just below the letters. A bit off speed, took a little bit off of that one. Darrell gives a nod and out of the windup. And the pitch that's popped up and coming here, drifting over to the first base line. That's going to go out foul for another Wilson Accounting foul ball. So still 2-2 count there as Mason Skachenko battling Cam Cordero with 1 out. Here's Cordero. And the pitch, that's going to be swung on down the third base line, go foul. Excuse me, no, he says fair. So they say it's fair as it got by Moss. It looked like it was going to go fall into second. Off the hit is Mason Skachenko. So how do they score that? As a double, he's into second.
Yeah, it's just a double. That's a tough one, right?
Yeah, it is.
Are you going to play it or are you not? Is it go again? As long as it goes over the bag in fair territory, that is a fair ball. That's about as close as you can get a razor's edge on that one.
Yep. And that'll bring back here top of the order, runner on second with Seidler. So runner on second, one out. And the pitch that swung on, big swing for strike one. And Cordero taking his time. Now he's going to step back on, takes a look down at second. Here's Seidler in the box, and that's going to go, falls in for a ball to Brady Seidler.
Now, if you have to play the sun, too, shortstop, third base, and left field, everything else you're kind of in the shade, Brent. But anything on a quick hop like that, you better be eyeing that baseball because it's going to be coming.
Yep. All right, the 1-1 pitch that swung on, well hit here to right field. And going over is Grayson Lyons trying to cut it off. He's going to bobble it. Run's going to come around to score. And the throw got off there by Ledare, the second baseman. So stand up going into second is Seidler. And the run coming around to score. So a couple of pair of doubles in this inning now for Garrison. Yes, that'll bring up Matt Yoakum. Yoakum with a single and a couple walks in the game. That pitch high for a ball. So Cordero's going to take a look down to second. One out, 1-0 pitch, and that's going to go to Bittner. He's going to field it, takes the throw over to first in time. He's going to have to tag him. I think Ward was pulled off. Tried to put the tag on, so runner's safe.
And just some more self-inflicted, you could call them errors here, Brent, because they are errors, but just little things that has given the Titans a couple extra outs. And in the last half inning, they connected on that bases clearing 3 RBI double, and now they have a chance to do so here and really make it hurt.
Yeah, with one out, that'll bring up Grady Crawford. That ball high and away for a ball one. So there's Grady Crawford in the game with 2 doubles for Crawford. So runners at the corner now for Garrison. Up 10-5. They do have a run across this inning. And now 2-0 is the count. Here Cordero just trying to settle down as we're going to have a mound visit coming out here. Looks like just trying to settle Cordero down there with that Riverside Building Center RBC, Riverside Building Center mound visit. Premier dealer for all your building supply needs from the basics to home improvement and complete pre-built homes is Riverside Building Center. Let's go to RBCLisbon.com. That's RBCLisbon.com with that mound visit there for Lisbon. And the pitch count 2-0 to Grady Crawford. Runners at the corners. With one out. So here's Cordero. So 2 balls, no strikes. Garrison up 10-5. That's going to be high and away for ball 3. So you do have your 3-0 count here to Crawford. With runners at the corner. And the pitch across the plate for a strike. Now 3 balls, 1 strike to Grady Crawford. As Cordero on the mound for Lisbon into the stretch and the windup. The pitch delivers it for ball 4. So now base is loaded. So you have Seidler over at third. Yoakum goes to second. And Grady Crawford now down to first with the walk. So with one out, Garrison looking to do more damage there. And that ball to Bittner playing up, gets around Bittner off his glove, and that's going to bring around 1 run, 2 runs, as Jake Lyons not able to get a handle on it. So 2 more runs come across for Garrison, as that's going to go off the glove of Bittner.
Now,
so reaching on an air over there is Trayson Engelhard.
I was just going to say now, Brent, you look up and one more extra base hit here. You're going to be talking about mercy rule, at this standpoint with how Garrison's been able to kind of hit the old carousel here in both the 4th and the 5th innings, respectively.
Yep, our score now 12-5. Up by 7 here, Garrison with 1 out. Now runners at first and second. So there's Gage Roberts. And the hit there down to the third baseman. He's going to step on the base, gets the out over to first, not in time. The runner's going to keep going from second. So they were able to get 1 out. There, Gage Roberts. It's over to the third baseman. And they get the lead runner on that. So we do have 2 outs. So it looks like we'll have runners at the corner once again. And that'll be Cooper Coble. So batting around the order, back here to Cooper Coble. He led things off. Ooh, and that is a wild pitch, and that's going to get away. And another run coming across. Over there is Grady Crawford. Well, runner from first will also advance there to second.
Looks like Brad Bittner might be making a pitching change as well.
Yep, so it does look like another mound visit and maybe a pitching change. He hasn't taken the ball away yet from, I guess he will have to. That'd be the second mound visit, I think, in this inning. So I think there will have to be a pitching change there with that second mound visit there with the Riverside Building Center. That's RBCLisbon.com, Riverside Building Center mound visit. Yeah, it's Coach Bittner out there coaching up his squad.
Oh, allow Cordero to stay in one more time here. And it's just everybody just calm down, relax, just make the play in front of you as best as you can. Here, Brent, don't look at the scoreboard right now. Just, getting out and worry about getting to the plate in the bottom of the 5th, not having to score a run. That makes a big difference going to that bottom of the 5th.
Definitely. All right, with 2 outs, runners at first and second. He's going to skip it off. With 2 downs, 2-0 count. Here at Cooper Coble, so we do have another mound visit there. The catcher went out and talked to the pitcher, and he got called back.
Eric Olson says you already used him up, so you got to come back here quickly. You can lob him the ball, but you can't talk.
There you go. Yep. All right. 2 balls, no strikes there. Cordero takes a look down at second, and swing and a miss. There by Coble. So runner down on second. And Cordero takes a look at second. Working onto the stretch. And the pitch. And that's low for a ball. So 3 balls, 1 strike, 3-1 count with 2 outs to Cooper Coble. And Cordero's going to go ahead and step off. So here's Cordero, takes a look at second with the pitch, and that's outside for ball 4. So now we have runners at first and second. As your score up on the DHB scoreboard, 13-5. Runners currently at first and second. And that'll bring up Emmett Leahy. Leahy, the number 7 hitter in the order. Your catcher for Garrison, taking the signs down from the third base coach. So 39 pitches so far here for Cam Cordero. He's going to pitch, kind of loses his footing there a little bit. Throws it in for a strike to Emmett Leahy. So the 0-1 count. Runners on first and second. 4 runs across so far in this inning, and that's high for another ball. So 1 ball, 1 strike. So here's Cordero. And the pitch, and that's high. Throw down to first by Lyons, and had the ball, and he did get him. So a big throw down, and then recording the third out. Nice zip line throw there from Lyons down to Ward, and that'll be out number 3 as Lisbon gets out of the inning, but not before some damage, and 4 runs across by Garrison here up on that DHB scoreboard now, 13-5. We'll go ahead and step away, come back for more on YourLiveEvent.com.
Show your Bronco pride everywhere you go with the Bronco Spirit Card from American Bank and Trust in Lisbon, featuring the official Lisbon Bronco mascot logo. The Bronco Spirit Card lets you support Lisbon Public Schools every time you make a purchase. With each swipe of your Bronco Spirit Card, American Bank and Trust donates a percentage back to the school district to help fund projects of their choice. Stop by American Bank and Trust in Lisbon today and ask about the Bronco Spirit Card. Locally owned, community focused, Bronco proud, member FDIC.
Treat yourself to a great career at American Crystal Sugar Company. Team up with quality people making quality products. Full-time and year-round in a stable business. With great pay and benefits including time off available from day one. American Crystal Sugar Company invests in you to promote your continued growth and career advancement. Grow your career doing your best work within the world's best beet sugar company. Apply online today at AmericanCrystalCareers.com.
Hey, welcome back to YourLiveEvent.com as back here for the bottom half of the 5th inning. Lisbon coming up to bat. Jaden Howard coming up to bat for Lisbon. Still on the mound, you have Mason Skachenko. Skachenko with 86 pitches in the game. As Garrison with 2 big back-to-back innings here in the 4th and 5th. They had 4 runs in the 4th. Or 5 runs in the 4th, 4 runs here in the 5th, top half of the 5th. So Lisbon here with Jaden Howard trying to get things started, restarted offensively for Lisbon. Howard last time up made it down to second as he's leading things off here for Lisbon. Struck out back in the 1st inning. And that ball swung on. First pitch swing fouled back for another Olson Accounting foul ball. For strike 1. And here's Skachenko with the pitch down low. The ball, 1 ball, 1 strike. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Now up to 88 pitches for Skachenko. Swung on here for Howell. Kind of check swing, and that dies on a big leap and a catch over there by Brody Seidler. So Seidler coming up with a great defensive play there.
That might be the best web gem we've seen of the
That
day
was
so far, but I mean, that's a little
pretty sweet.
levitation
Yeah.
out there.
Yep, tough play to make as he ended up rolling down to the ground, held on to the ball. So Jaden Howard retired with the L4. So that brings up Eli Lyons. Here's Skachenko with the pitch. Lyons gets a hold of it. Down to the shortstop. He mishandles it. Line down the first and no throw. So after your shortstop, Grady Crawford, not able to get a good glove on it as Lyons will reach on an error. So Lisbon with a base runner on. As we are 13-5 up on the DHB scoreboard in favor of Garrison. And that'll bring up Rylan Moss. So Moss with the big hit back in the 1st inning. And that'll fall in there for a strike. Skachenko takes a look over at first, over at Eli Lyons of Lisbon on first. The pitch, runner's going to go. The throw decides to hold back there. So Emmett Legge not able to make the throw down here on Lyons. So another stolen base there for Lisbon with that S&T quick stop stolen base for Eli Lyons. That ball's going to fall way outside for 2 balls and 1 strike. Here to Ryland Moss. Yes. That ball comes in for another ball 3. There are 3 balls and 1 strike. There by Mason Skachenko. Lions out at second. That pitch bounces just behind the plate. And Ryland Moss will draw a walk. So runners on first and second for Lisbon. 5-pitch walk there for Ryland Moss. Now up to 96 pitches there for Mason Skachenko. As it looks like Garrison is going to just try to ride him out as long as they can. And the pitch, looking at it there was Zach Ward, thought about it, held back for ball 1. So runners on first and second. Yeah, Eli Lyons for Lisbon and Ryland Moss. That ball inside for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes to Zach Ward. Ward starting the game for Lisbon in right field, now moved over to first. And here's Skachenko with the pitch. 2-0 delivery. That's going to fall in there for a strike. So 2 balls and 1 strike there to Zach Ward. Runners on first and second, Lyons and Moss. Lyons at second, Moss at first. Kind of a check swing strike. Ward holding up. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Zach Ward. Mason Skachenko crosses or at the century mark here with 100 pitches. Skachenko will take a look at Lyons at second. Sends a curveball in there and then bends it in there for a strike. Catches Ward looking. So a strikeout for Mason Skachenko.
Good job coming back in that at bat for the pitcher, Skachenko there, Brent, especially like you said, getting that off-speed pitch located a couple of times.
Yeah, that was a beautiful pitch there by Mason Skachenko, recording the strikeout there on Zach Ward. So 5 strikeouts now for Mason Skachenko in the game as we have Camden Rondesved up. And that first pitch to Rondesved falls in for a strike. As Rondesved single in the second inning, came back in the 4th with another single. So 2 for 2 for Camden Rondesved, the DH, number 9 hitter, and big swing and a miss for Rondesved. So the 0-2 count. As Rondesved's done a good job here with 2 strikes, able to find the handle and collect a couple base hits. And that ball's going to hit him. So hit by pitch, Rondesved takes a hard one. But that'll get him down the line as we have bases loaded. So bases loaded with 2 outs. So that brings back here the top of the order, Lincoln Adair for Lisbon. Adair started at first for Lisbon, moved over to second, playing second base now. And the looks like a pinch runner, courtesy runner coming in now for Eli Lyons, the catcher. So that'll be Irvin Elijah for Lisbon. So Elijah coming in for the courtesy runner for Eli Lyons. So Lincoln Adair with a walk in the first inning and reaching a couple times on a fielder's choice. Also with a couple stolen bases there for Lincoln Adair. And the pitch by Skachenko. Adair's going to get that. That's going to fall shallow left center. That's going to bring 1 run around, 2 runs around. So Elijah comes in along with Moss. And the throw home not in time. Rondesved holds up at second. And the RBI, 2 RBI single there for Lincoln Adair. Has nobody in the outfield is going to be able to make a play on that one. And 2 runs will come around to score for Lisbon up on the DHB scoreboard. As Chase's prediction may come true yet again.
And we got a new base runner into the game.
Jacob Ness coming in. So Ness coming in. He's out at second here, pitch running.
And going back to Lincoln's hit, with 2 outs, you're off and running, right? If it's 1 out, you probably don't get that second run unless you get a really good beat on it. But just because it was slow enough, kind of go over that shortstop. But all of a sudden now, Brent, you get a hit by pitch, you earn a walk, you get a timely hit. Can you get 1 more here for Lisbon to really get yourself back in this game?
Yep. As we do have that 2 outs, throw over to second. And almost got away. Good play there, reeling that in as your second baseman. There was Brody Seidler.
That's by far is the most combined runs we've scored so far today. It's not even close.
No. So your score of 13-7 up on that DHB scoreboard. And that up now to bat is Jake Lyons of Lisbon. Lyons walked in the first, struck out in the second. And the 1-0 count. Oh, Lyons takes a swing at that. That was outside, kind of hit the outside edge of the, or inside edge of that left-handed batter's box. So 1 ball, 1 strike with 2 outs, runners at first and second. That's going to be low and outside for ball 2 there to Jake Lyons. So Adair at first with the big 2 RBI single, and holding up there with that check swing is Jake Lyons for strike 2. And runner at second, that pitch runner out there with Jake Lyons for Lisbon. Skachenko with the 2-2 pitch and on the way, and going to freeze him up. And looking, there was Jake Lyons for another strikeout there for Mason Skachenko. Skachenko gets out of the jam there, but Lisbon with 2 runs across up on the DHB scoreboard. We do have a new score with Garrison still leading by a score of 13-7 here, as we'll come back for more after the word from our sponsors on YourLiveEvent.com.
Say goodbye to discomfort and say hello to reaching your full potential. At Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness, our diverse team of experts has your back in any phase of life. From the warm, friendly greeting to connecting with your therapist, Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness is the backbone of your health. High-quality care with a personal touch. Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness.
Hey, welcome back to YourLiveEvent.com.
Hey, welcome back to YourLiveEvent.com here with our pregame
may
show.
have a pitching change.
For game
Just
number
trying to
4
get
of
that
the evening, we have
in
Lisbon
order,
post
but here
7
with
taking
your
on Garrison
Bank
post
North, so it looks like
49.
Grayson Lyons
As
coming
I'm
in
here
to
with
pitch
head
for
coach
Lisbon.
for
So
Lisbon,
Cordero,
Coach Brad Bittner, coach
here for
at Lisbon
Lisbon with
hosting the
42
tournament this year,
pitches,
so you got a little bit of the
and, Grayson
hometown
Lyons
crowd,
come in to
hometown feel here
relieve
for
him
post number 7.
Lisbon.
So
So
what are you
Lyons
looking
kinda
for?
started
I
that
guess what
game
are you
in
looking
center
for?
field,
Kind of
moved
what are
over
you
to
looking
right now
for
is pitching for
as
Lisbon,
far as
the
the
number
strengths
4
from your
jersey.
team tonight coming into this game?
As with that bracket breakdown here,
play a little
with
solid
that Hunter
baseball,
Insurance
you
bracket
gotta be
breakdown,
able to
Hunter
move
Insurance
runners
Agency is dedicated to
and,
providing you
get
the
some
best
timely
support.
hits. Of course, we got to pitch well.
Yep,
and
so
play,
for your
good
insurance, your
defense
best support
behind
for your
the
insurance
line.
from
We
crop,
gotta be
hail,
ready
farm,
next
commercial,
place.
and home. For more
Yeah,
information,
and
go
then
online
looking
at
at Garrison, post
HunterInsuranceAgency.com.
49.
That's Hunter
As they're coming in here,
Insurance
you know, have a little bit of
Agency.com with your
travel
bracket
or a little bit of
breakdown.
a distance to come down. You're
As
playing
the
the
first
state
game of the
tournament.
day
So
has
just taking a look
the
at
Grafton
Garrison.
Post
What do you know
41
about them, or what do you think you're
defeating
going to see out
Lemoore
of
Post
Garrison
19
tonight?
by a score of
We got
7-3.
a couple guys that play
Second
college
game of the
baseball
day,
this spring.
that was Edgley Post
I
146
understand that they
over the
have a
Burlington
veteran
Bulldogs by a score of
squad.
5-4.
Pretty good
Edgley
squad.
picking up their
They're
first ever
capable hitting the ball
win in
very
the state
well.
tournament. Their first ever
and,
appearance.
you know, you get to
then
this
it
level,
was Thompson
final 8
Post
teams of,
181
of
over
the
a
season,
great
you're
game
gonna-
against
you're gonna
Belleville
run up
Post
against very good
39 by a
competition,
score of 3-1.
Garrison is a
And
very
then looking at those
qualified,
games tomorrow,
good team.
so far we have
And
set
then
in the
just
championship
kinda any final
bracket at
parting
4 p.m. to
comments or
be
any final
Grafton
thoughts
against
here before you
Edgley.
take the
Thompson
field
waits
tonight?
the winner of this game
Well, we're just looking
between
at
Garrison and
trying to play
Lisbon.
some good baseball,
And
solid
then tomorrow to
baseball,
lead things off in that non-winners
have a
losers
good
bracket.
game,
On the
be in
bottom
the
side
game,
we have Lemoore.
make plays
He'll take
behind
on
your pitcher,
Burlington, and then Valva will take
hit
on the
the ball,
non-winner of this game between
and,
Garrison and Post
manufacture some
49.
runs.
And
All right,
Lisbon
ladies and gentlemen,
Post
that's Coach
7.
Brad Bittner of Lisbon Post number 7.
So
We're going to go and
as
step
the,
away on
pitching
our
change
pregame show. We'll
here
come
is
back for
Grayson
more on
Lyons in the game.
YourLiveEvent.com.
Here's your
For Lisbon.
defensive changes
Okay.
then. So Grayson goes from right to the pitching. Cordero goes from the rubber to second base. Adair will go back to first base here, and then Ward will go back to right field. So kind of right side of the infield and right field here, Brent, kind of moving around a little bit here for Lisbon.
Yeah, it kind of puts things back in order there. Is kind of how we started the game, except for the pitcher. As that ball's going to skip away, starting things out with a ball. So Grayson Lyons on the mound for Lisbon. Lyons with a ball to start things out. So that's going to fall in for another ball. So the 2-0 count. Lyons going to find the strike zone now. So the 2-1 here for Grayson Lyons. And the pitch, that's going to be swung on. That's popped up. Lions drifting over. Now Adair's going to come in from first and make the play. And that'll be out number 1. So the first out there as Grayson Lyons coming in relief, recording his first out. So Emmett Leahy with the pop out to the first baseman. Excuse me. Well, that brings up your number 8 hitter, your designated hitter, Ethan Buttman. Buttman struck out in the first inning, striking out again in the 5th. As Lions working out of the windup. And the pitch is going to be swung on here to the third baseman. Rylan Moss fields it cleanly over to first to Adair for the putout. So out number 2 there as Grayson Lyons coming in. And Lisbon gets the second out. So that was the 5-3 putout over there from Moss to Adair for the second out. That ball swung on, foul back for an Olsen Accounting foul ball.
The real question is, if we get a foul ball in the press box, are you ducking? Are you trying to save the cameras? Or are you trying to actually barehanded and catch it?
I think I'm barehanded.
Okay,
it.
got it.
And
I'm
pitch.
ducking.
There, Skachenko got a piece of it, charging in Moss. Throw over to first, not in time there. So Skachenko able to get a base hit, beats that one out. And 8 pitches now in the game for Grayson Lyons. Skachenko in the game pitching now down at first as he has 111 pitches in the game for post 49. As that'll bring back the top of the order. With that infield single by Mason Skachenko. So Brady Seidler coming up, leading things off here at the top of the order. 2 outs. So 1 ball, no strikes there to Seidler. As Lions will take a look over at second. Or excuse me, take a look over at first here with 2 outs. 1 ball, no strikes. Lions with the little jump move, jump turn. Throw over to first, not in time.
1 hour and 50-minute baseball game so far here in the top of the 6th, which again for 20 runs isn't the worst pace of play here, Brent. And 16 hits with a bevy of errors.
Throw back over by Lions once again. Slide in there, diving in is Skachenko. So still 1-0 count as Grayson Lyons continues to work the run over at first base. Your Brady Seidler gonna swing and miss. That throw down to second in time and just missing the tag as the stolen base coming over there. And the good throw down there by Eli Lyons. But we do have a S&T quick stop stolen base. Food and Fuel Fast there with that S&T quick stop in Thompson. Let's go to Skachenko down to second.
It's a tough one, right? You slide in with their feet first there. Cadero would have been close, but that just came off the glove and made it easy, for a stolen base. If he catches that, it would have been interesting to see what would have won first, the glove on the leg or the leg on the base.
Right. Yeah, just wasn't able to find the pocket with that ball. So the 1-2 pitch swung on there to shortstop. Fielded cleanly by Bittner over to first in the out. As Seidler with the 6-3 put out there from Bittner over to Adair, as that'll do it, retiring the side. So DHB scoreboard here after the top of the 6th inning, still 13-7 in favor of Garrison. We'll step away, come back for more on yourliveevent.com.
In agriculture, the one thing you can count on is uncertainty. What if the GPS short circuits in your tractor? Do you have equipment breakdown coverage? Nodak Insurance has been insuring farmers and ranchers for over 70 years, and we've come across about every scenario you can imagine. Hi, I'm Chris Moen, your agent with answers at Nodak Insurance Company. I know insurance, I know North Dakota, and I might even know you. Call me today for details on how we can protect your farming operation at 757-1613.
From on-site farm repairs to maintaining the condition of your vehicle, trust the staff at Welton's Tire Service. They've served the Lisbon area since 1972, guaranteeing customer satisfaction and workmanship from farm equipment, tire services, and preventative vehicle maintenance. You'll find it all from affordable prices, free estimates, to their knowledgeable technicians answering any question. Welton's Tire Service is locally owned and located on Main Street in Lisbon. For information, go online to weltonstire.net or call 701-683-5136.
At Bank North, we strive to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. One transaction, one relationship, and one community at a time. We do it by supporting kids and schools, pitching in to help neighbors in need, partnering with rural businesses, and providing all the traditional and modern banking products and personalized lending services you expect from a reliable financial partner. Bank North, always true.
Welcome back to YourLiveEvent.com, as we do have a pitching change out there, as we have a Riverside Building Center pitching change. And coming in to pitch will be Trayson Egelhard. So Egelhard coming in here, as he'll come from center field in to pitch. And then Skachenko, he's going to go ahead and move over to second base. So leading things off for Lisbon is number 2, Cam Cordero. So Cordero in the game with a single back in the first inning, scored a run, struck out in the third, and hit by pitch in the fourth for Lisbon. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Cam Cordero. Ball 2 to Cordero. So you're counting now 2-1. As Egelhard's working quickly out of the windup, down slow roller down to second. Throw in time. They're retiring Cordero on the 4-3 putout. So that'll bring up your cleanup hitter, Jordan Bittner. Bittner on the day with a single and run scored back in the first, hit by pitch in the third. Flew out to left field in that 4th inning. And a high fly ball. That pitch lands for a strike there to Bittner by Trayson Egelhard. That pitch inside, across the inside corner of the plate for strike 2. There's Egelhard out of the windup, swung on by Bittner. He catches up with it, pulls it foul there down the third base line as that ball fouled off there with an Olson County foul ball. Here's Egelhard out of the windup. The pitch is going to skip that one in front of the home plate for 1 ball, 2 strikes to Jordan Bittner. So here's Bittner and the pitch. Low for ball. Ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. As Egelhard wasted no time out there on the mound, and that ball swung on for strike 3, recording a strikeout. There is Trayson Egelhard, his first of the game, in relief for the starting pitcher, Mason Skachenko. And that'll bring up Jaden Howard for Lisbon. Howard struck out back in the first inning. And then lined out in the 5th inning, line out to the second baseman. As that ball swung on and fouled back for another Olson County foul ball. 0-2 count now to Jaden Howard.
Did I ask how far you parked away from the ballpark?
I parked way at my house. A ball getting way outside. Ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I used to work at the Red Hawks, and I had a coworker who worked, and he got to work behind. And in the same homestand, he had 2 shattered windshields. So I always said, I'll park in center and walk the 400 feet, and if someone hits my car, they deserved it.
Yep. That swung on. Howard makes some contact on the 2-2 pitch. He's going to follow that out for another Olson County foul ball.
So he shattered his own car, then he used his wife's car, and then that got shattered. So talk about a double play.
No kidding, yeah. And Howard's going to call time, steps out. 2-2 pitch with 2 outs here to Jaden Howard. And Egelhard going to hit Jaden Howard. Kind of threw him off his rhythm there, coming back and hit by pitch. And that'll bring up Eli Lyons for Lisbon. So runner on first for Lisbon here with 2 outs. pickoff attempt there as Howard able to get back on safely on the first. As Engelhardt with 12 pitches in the game. Definitely in command on the mound as that pitch low for ball one on Eli Lyons. And here's Engelhardt going to take a look over at first. And that ball inside and hit Lyons. So kind of came inside, rode up inside on Lyons. So back-to-back hit by pitches. Well, runners now with 2 outs on first and second. Brings up Ryland Moss. So Moss with a single back in that first inning. Also drew a walk and scored a run back in the 5th. So Engelhardt stepping off. Not sure if you have time. Looks like you have time called.
Courtesy
you got a
runner
courtesy
coming in.
runner there. Urban Elijah looks like coming out again there. So runners at first and second for Lisbon. Elijah coming in to courtesy run for your catcher Eli Lyons. As Engelhardt delivering 2 back-to-back hit by pitches, putting Lisbon base runners on first and second. That pitch cross for strike 1 there to Ryland Moss. And the 0-1 pitch. Ball low and outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Ryland Moss. Engelhardt takes a look at second. Swing and a miss by Ryland Moss. That one bottom turn and fell out of it. Moss went ahead and tried to chase it. So the 1-2. And the pitch, swing and a miss, and strikeout. So second strikeout there for Trayson Engelhardt, as that'll retire the side for Lisbon, as Lisbon no runs across there in the bottom half of that 6th inning. So that'll bring us to the top half of the 7th. As Garrison here up on the DHB scoreboard still holds on to that 13-7 lead. We'll go ahead and step away, come back for more on yourliveevent.com.
Benedictine Living Community in Lemoore has job openings for the following positions: RN, LPN, CNA, and Activities Assistant. To apply or receive more information, scan the QR code now on screen or call 701-883-5363. That's 701-883-5363 for job opportunities at Benedictine Living Community in Lemoore.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions today and beyond with the Drain Tile project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
Hey, coming back here to LFD Field, this is Brent Dick along with Chase Miller as we have your Make North in-game update. As looking up on that scoreboard as Garrison and Lisbon. Garrison in the top half of the first inning scoring 3 runs. Lisbon came back and they took the lead by a score of 4-3 going into the second. Garrison had played another run. They tied it up at 4, and then a couple big back-to-back innings by Garrison in that 4th and 5th inning. They broke the game open. Currently a 13-7 lead here for Garrison. There with that Bank North in-game update. As Grayson Lyons back on the mound pitching for Lisbon, trying to close out Garrison here in the top of the 7th, as that's going to fall in for a ball. So 3 balls and 1 strike. There, as looks like Matt Yoakum up at the plate. That ball's going to skip in front, outside. So. Okay, so now 1 ball, 1 strike. Excuse me, 2 balls and 1 strike. There to Matt Yoakum. Here's Lyons out of the windup. The pitch. Little curve ball's going to fall across there for a strike. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. To Matt Yoakum. Yoakum singled in the first inning with a run across. Fouls that one for an Olson County foul ball. Drew a walk in the second, the 4th inning, and then reached down an air and scoring a run back in the 5th. So here's Lyons with the windup. 2-2 pitch, nobody out, and that's going to go outside for ball 3. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. So the 3-2 pitch. As Yoakum loads him up there, and that's going to go outside, ball 4. So the walk over there by Matt Yoakum brings up Grady Crawford. Crawford with a couple doubles and a walk in the game. 2 runs across for Crawford with a couple RBIs there for Grady Crawford. As he has a runner at first, left-handed hitter. His lines will take a look over at first, nobody out. And the throw over to first, not in time. There, Matt Yoakum back in safely. So here's Lyons, the old pitch. That's going to skip out and gets away from Lyons. That rode inside on Crawford, and that runner down to second base. There's Matt Yoakum. So here's Grady Crawford. Matt Yoakum down to second. And that's going to fall in for a ball. So 2 balls, no strikes. There to Grady Crawford. Nobody out. Lions with 23 pitches in the game, coming in relief. Back in the 6th inning, and that's going to fall in for a strike. So 2-1 count now to Grady Crawford. Lions working out of the stretch. Takes a look down at second. And now he's going to step off. As he kind of had a stare down there with Matt Yoakum down at second. Decides to step off. Now steps back on the rubber. And the pitch. That's going to go outside for ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike. Or 3 balls and 1 strike. There, Lions with the 3-1 pitch, and that's going to fall inside for ball 4. So back-to-back walks given up now. Leading things off here was Matt Yoakum drew a walk, and now Grady Crawford has nobody out. And Garrison looking to extend their lead now, do a little bit more damage now with 2 runners on, drawing 2 walks to lead things on. Nobody out. Trayson Egelhard coming in relief pitching from center field, and that's going to skip inside for a ball.
I was close to almost hitting the batter right there.
Another one, yep. So back with the 1-0 pitch there to Trayson Egelhart as Lions will take a look down to second at Yoakum. And that ball skips inside just in front of the plate for ball 2. The Lions trying to find the range in the strike zone as he'll step back on. Here for Lions, out of the stretch, the pitch. That's going to fall outside for ball 3. As Lisbon and Grayson Lions here struggling at the moment, giving up back-to-back walks. Nobody out. The 3-0 pitch. And we'll see if Egelhart's taken all the way here, or if he's going to try to do some damage. Kind of loaded up there, and Lions able to get the strike across the plate. So the 3-1, now Egelhart's going to have to battle a little bit. And the pitch by Lions for ball 4, as that's going to load up the bases. That'll draw a mound visit, as it looks like another mound visit there. Jaden Bittner, the assistant coach, coming out to the mound for another Riverside Building Center mound visit. As it looks like they're just going to maybe talk things over there for your Riverside Building Center mound visit. The premier dealer for all of your building supply needs, from the basics to home improvement and complete pre-built homes, is Riverside Building Center. Stop by in Lisbon or go online to rbclisbon.com. So the mound visit, where Bittner just talking things over there with his pitcher Grayson Lyons in the infield coming in there talking it over. As up on the DHB scoreboard right now, it's 13-7 in favor of Garrison. They've loaded the bases up. Lisbon just trying to get that first out, see if they'll play the infield in for Lisbon. So they're going to pull everybody in up on the grass. So that'll bring up Gage Roberts. So Lions on the mound with that first strike there to Gage Roberts. Lions back out of the windup, swing and a miss for strike 2 on Roberts. Base is loaded here for Grayson Lyons on the mound. Going to work out of the windup for the 0-2 pitch. And the pitch, and that swung on that ball into center field. Drifting back, making the catch. Runner on third is going to tag up. The throw-in's going to hold the runner at second. The runner will come across and score. And that's Matt Yoakum on the sac fly there by Gage Roberts. So that'll be a run across up on the DHB scoreboard for Garrison. Now up 14-7 in the sacrifice fly with the run in there for Garrison and Gage Roberts. That'll have runners at first and second. Here Lions going up against Cooper Coble. That first pitch is the ball. And the pitch, and that swung on here, a little foul. Olsen accounting foul ball here, first base side. So Lions steps back on, one down, one run across so far in this inning. For Garrison, now at 14-7, that ball kind of getting away from Lions. Floated up, good save there by Eli Lyons. So 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Here's Cooper Coble up at the plate with the 2-1 count. And the pitch by Lyons is going to skip outside for ball 3. 3-1 is your count. Lights come on here at LFD Field. Lions back on with the 3-1 pitch here with 1 out. To Garrison's Cooper Coble. He's going to swing. He's going to drive this one deep to left field, but Howard making it back, and he's going to make the catch. Good grab by Howard. He's going to slip, maybe twisted his ankle a little bit out there when he's trying to plant off the back foot and get the ball in. But Cooper Coble with the fly out to left field for the second out. That'll bring up Emmett Legge. And if Lisbon can get out here with just giving up 1 run, that'll have to be kind of a small victory for him. So here's Emmett Legge going against Lions. Lions going to start this one off ahead in the count here with 1 strike to Emmett Legge.
And nice play, too, as you said, Brent, by Howard, because he had to get on his horse
He did.
and get out there quickly.
Strike 2 by Grayson Lyons. The Lions finally finding the handle in the strike zone now with the 0-2 count to Emmett Legge. So runner still on first and second, 2 out. Lions going to throw that one high, kind of nibble up high, and Emmett Legge not taking it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So Lions will take a look down to second. The pitch, and that's going to skip behind home plate for ball. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. So here's Lyons. Looks in with the pitch. That's going to go outside for ball 3. He's going to load up the count. And once again, you have 2 outs, full count. Runners are going to be taken off here on this pitch. Lions will take a look at second. Runners are going to swing and the drop strike. Or fouled it off, I guess is what they'll say. So foul ball. So 3-2 with 2 outs. So runners reset. Here's Lyons, looks over at first, now to second. Well, the line makes the move. They're going to catch this runner. The run down over to third and not in time as the runner's going to slide in safely. But the runner does hold, so another stolen base there with that S&T quick stop. Stolen base there. Food and Fuel Fast there. S&T quick stop in Thompson. So another stolen base there for Garrison. He has lines on the mound trying to get this out. 3-2. That pitch is outside. We're going to load him up.
I think we'll get a courtesy runner here for Leahy coming in a moment with the catcher, and then also Brad Bittner
coming out to the mound. Yep. So it looks like we do have another mound visit, possible pitching change here with the Riverside Building Center mound visit there. Stop by in Lisbon or go online to rbclisbon.com with that Riverside Building Center mound visit. Yeah, they're still kind of talking things over. Line still has the ball.
Liam Crawford will come on a courtesy run here at first base, Brent.
Okay, Liam Crawford coming in there for Emmett Leahy. All right, 2 outs. Lions still in there after that mound visit. So they just kind of talk things over a little bit. Here with Ethan Buttman, your designated hitter up. Base is loaded. Ball's going to get put in play. Bittner's going to field it over to second for the out. And the Grayson Lions in Lisbon post 7 record that third out and able to get back out of the inning now, giving up 1 run. Your score up on the DHB scoreboard now 14-7 in favor of Garrison. We'll go step away, come back for more on yourliveevent.com.
Emery Vistos Implement has been family owned and operated since 1935. Located in Oaks, North Dakota, they sell CarQuest automotive parts and numerous lines of agriculture parts. Plus, you'll have to stop by and check out their clothing and footwear department featuring the brands of Brothers in Arms, Howitzer, Ariat, Cinch, and Twisted X Footwear. Emery Vistos Implement everything and anything you need is under one roof. Stop in just south of Oaks on Highway 1 or call 701-742-2167.
Hunter Insurance Agency is a locally owned full-service agency providing protection and coverage in a number of different areas. Hunter Insurance Agency offers multi-peril crop insurance, crop hail insurance, and farm insurance for buildings and equipment. Plus, they offer home, auto, life, and business insurance. For more information, go online to hunterinsuranceagency.com or stop in and speak with Johnny Jorgensen at Hunter Insurance Agency. Find them at 201 Main Street, Hunter.
All right, welcome back to yourliveevent.com. Back here for the bottom half of the 7th inning as Trayson Eaglehart still in the game pitching for Garrison post 49 as Lisbon kind of lead things off here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Looks like it'll be Zach Ward for Lisbon. So Ward coming up. Ward in this game. He flew out back in the 2nd inning, hit by pitch in the 4th, struck out in the 5th. So here's Zach Ward coming up. That'll be followed by Camden Rondesvet, your designated hitter, and then back to the top of the order with Lincoln Adair. Yes, here's Eaglehart. Takes a look around, kind of giving some directions to the infield. Steps on out of the windup. And the pitch, going to go across at the knees for strike 1 there to Zach Ward. And working quickly out of the windup. And that's strike 2. So you have to be ready to go if you're a batter working against Eaglehart.
I was going to say, not a quick pitch, but, he was ready to catch fire and throw.
That ball outside for ball 1. Yeah, I think Ward was still kind of taking a practice swing there, and that ball was about ready to be delivered. So the 1-2, that ball gets him across the knees for another strikeout there for Eaglehart. He has 3 in the game, coming in relief there in that 6th inning. So that'll bring up Camden Rondesvet. So here's Rondesvet, and that pitch by Eaglehart's going to go outside, kind of drifts outside, gets away from the catcher for ball 1. Rondesvet with a single back in the 2nd, single in the 4th, and then hit by pitch back in the 5th. So 2 balls, no strikes there for Rondesvet. Now the 2-1 after the swing and the foul ball with that Olsen Accounting foul ball. So Rondesvet in these at-bats doing a good job with that 2-strike approach. Able to pick up a couple singles, and then was a hit by pitch. Now 3 balls and 1 strike on unfamiliar territory here for Rondesvet. That ball fouled off for the 3-2. Here with 1 out. Egelhart looking in. Takes the sign now with the pitch, and that's going to go across the knees for another strikeout. As back-to-back strikeouts now for Trayson Egelhart. 1 out remaining for Lisbon here as Lincoln Adair comes up to the plate. Back to the top of the order for Lisbon. So here's Adair up against Egelhart, and Adair is going to take a swing at that one, catches it, and fouls it off for another Olsen Accounting foul ball. For strike 1. Out swing and a nice little hit there. Grounder, second baseman coming over, got the glove on it, knocked it down, but Adair going to come up with a hit. So 2 out single there by Lincoln Adair. Puts a runner on. Right now, Garrison leads Lisbon by a score of 14-7. Lisbon with 8 hits in the game. So it looks like we do have a runner. Oh, no, maybe not. Okay, 2 outs with the old count. That's what they're getting squared away. Jake Lyons coming up for Lisbon. So Lyons back to center field. And the pitch by Egelhart is going to skip that one. Gets in front of the catcher there. It's a good job by Emmett Legge knocking that one down. So 1 ball, no strikes. And the throw over and getting back there is Lincoln Adair, diving in safely after the pickup there by Trayson Egelhart. So here's Jake Lyons, the 1-0 pitch. And smacks the glove for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. So here's Egelhart, takes in, likes the sign. And the pitch, and swung on by Lyons for strike 2. So 2 strikeouts so far in this inning here for Trayson Egelhart. Yes, Egelhart with the pitch. And going to go inside low for a ball. Here to Jake Lyons. 2 balls, 2 strikes. With 2 outs, runner on first is Lincoln Adair for Lisbon, picking up that 2-out single. And the pitch by Egelhart. Swing and a miss, and strikeout. And the 3rd out of the inning, and that's the game. As Trayson Egelhart coming in relief, as he'll pick up 5 strikeouts in the game there for Trayson Egelhart. And up on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard and picking up the win is Garrison Post 49. So the Garrison Titans will move on tomorrow, and they'll face, let's see, in that championship bracket, they're going to face Thompson, as Thompson won earlier today by a score of 3-1. So they will play tomorrow evening. That'll be the final game of the day there tomorrow, as that is a win, 14-7 for Garrison over Lisbon. As we're going to go and step away, we'll come back for more, as we'll go ahead and try to hand out our Emergency Player of the Game, or HTC Connection to the Game, or an Angus Egg Precision Game. That's just all coming up on YourLiveEvent.com.
Lamore Hardware carries your everyday items for plumbing, electrical, automotive, and more. Head to Lamore Hardware for in-store deals on Milwaukee tools and check out the new M18 Hot Shot Card Jumper Pack. And when you purchase certain Milwaukee M12 tools, receive a 2-amp battery for free. Plus, browse their Sweet Pickins section. You'll see brand new furniture and decor. Lamore Hardware is your community one-stop shop. For more information, go online to lamorehardware.com. That's lamorehardware.com. Benedictine Living Community in Lemoore has job openings for the following positions: RN, LPN, CNA, and Activities Assistant. To apply or receive more information, scan the QR code now on screen or call 701-883-5363. That's 701-883-5363 for job opportunities at Benedictine Living Community in Lemoore.
Sharing our heritage, sharing our future. Choosing the right bank for your financial needs can be challenging with the many choices available. Dakota Heritage Bank is pleased you're interested in knowing more about what they can do for you. The Dakota Heritage Bank community bank setting is a strong advantage they have over larger, less personal banks. Customers are more than account numbers, they are friends and neighbors. Working together, Dakota Heritage Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
All right, welcome back here to YourLiveEvent.com as we're back here with our Enbridge Energy player of the game. Just to see if we can find the right camera here. All right, so you have a right camera and your Enbridge Energy player of the game going out there to Mason Skachenko as our starting pitcher here for Garrison, post number 49. You guys walking away with the win tonight, big win over Lisbon, as it wasn't easy. You guys, going back and forth there early with Lisbon. Eventually, you guys kind of pull away with the win. So here with your Enbridge Energy player of the game, so Mason, kind of starting things out. How did you kind of approach this game coming into Lisbon? Maybe an unknown. They're the host team here, Lisbon, finishing third in the district. So, what was your guys' approach here coming in and playing Lisbon?
I think everyone was really excited and prepared for this game. I mean, we've all been wanting this for a long time, and this group has played so well together, and it's just great to be here.
Yeah, and then out on the mound, you're putting on a great performance on the mound. You come away with the win. So, just kind of take everybody through that, through those innings. You end up going, I think, 4 innings there, or going 5 innings in this game before your teammate there brought in relief. But, just kind of how things go for you out on the mound.
I faced some adversity, but, I mean, the support from my teammates is great. I mean, they were with me, keeping me up the whole game, even though I wanted to just sit down and crash out, kind of.
Yeah, and then, talking about your teammates offensively, you guys coming up with some big hits there, a couple big innings there, and that 4th and 5th inning really breaking the game open for you. So just, talking about your teammates there, how they helped you out there in that game and pulling out the win.
Oh, they're just amazing. They're so positive, funny, and always ready. They're always just locked in and ready.
All right, and tomorrow you guys are going to go ahead, and you guys are in the championship bracket. You're going to face Thompson. And Thompson, kind of familiar name when it comes to American Legion baseball. As you guys kind of look ahead to Thompson, what are your thoughts there heading into tomorrow's game?
They're gonna be a good team. Probably one of the greatest teams we've played this season so far. And we just gotta stay locked in and make plays and hit the ball, and that's about it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's our Enbridge Energy player of the game there, Mason Skachenko. We're gonna go ahead and step away. We'll come back for more on YourLiveEvent.com.
All right, thank you.
Yep, thank you.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
Hit your finances right out of the park with Olson Accounting in Lisbon. Whether you're a farmer, small business owner, or individual taxpayer, Olson Accounting delivers professional financial services you can count on. Olson Accounting wishes the best to all teams in the State B Legion Tournament. Don't strike out with your finances. Step up to the plate with Olson Accounting, located at 210 Main Street in Lisbon, or call 701-683-2700.
Let's talk about price. Yeah, we've heard it. Why would I pay more for Polar when Big Wireless is cheaper? Let's break it down. With us, you're not on hold with someone who's 3 states away. Your call goes to Kimberly, or Ashley, or Tamra, someone who lives right here. When your internet's down, we're not mailing you out a box. We're sending a real person. Someone that knows your name, and probably your dog's name too. So yeah, we're not the cheapest. We're the best experience. Polar Communications.
All right, welcome back to YourLiveEvent.com as we're back here For the HTC connection of the game, discover local reliability you can trust at Halstead Telephone. It's how to connect here at Halstead Tel with your HTC connection of the game, as that's going to go out there to Brady Sadler and Mason Skachenko, as both of those batters there in that 5th inning, picking up back-to-back doubles and putting up a big inning, as 4 runs came across in that inning, as for Garrison post number 49 there with that HTC connection of the game going out there to Mason Skachenko and Brady Seidler. And then looking at your Agassi Egg precision play of the game, your local precision planting dealer, Agassi Precision Egg in Hillsborough. Call 701-436-2119 here for your Agassi Egg precision of the game. Visit planterdoc.com, and that's going to go out to Trayson Eaglehart. Eaglehart coming in relief here, pitching 2 innings and picking up 5 strikeouts there for that Agassi Egg precision play of the game, going out to Trayson Eaglehart of Garrison post 49. As looking across that bracket now, as Garrison will win by a score of 14-7 over Lisbon. So that sets up your championship bracket showdown for the afternoon games. But leading off tomorrow morning at 10:30 a.m., you're going to have Lemoore taking on Burlington. And then that'll be followed by Velva taking on Lisbon. So Lisbon, if you're here in the Lisbon area, then Lisbon will play tomorrow morning, probably right around 12:30, 1 o'clock time frame, as they're going to have to get the field put back together. So kind of expect that game, right around 12:30, 1 o'clock there for Lisbon on that second game of the day. And that'll bring you back to the championship side for the afternoon contest, as you'll have Grafton take on Edgeley at 4 o'clock. And then you're going to have Thompson taking on Garrison. As these first games there, it was Lemoore post 19 taking on Grafton, as Grafton defeated Lemoore by a score of 4-7. Second game, it was Edgeley post 146 winning 5-4 over Burlington. And then these afternoon games, it was Velva post 39 and Thompson, as Thompson defeated Velva by a score of 3-1, and Garrison in this game this evening over Lisbon by a score of 14-7. As that'll set things up for tomorrow. As we kick things off right here, expect us to come on right around 10 o'clock with that pregame show right around 10:15, as that'll have that first game tomorrow between Lemoore and Burlington, as we're getting ready to sign off here from Lisbon Fire Department Field here at Sandager Park. As you saw the final on this one, it was Garrison 14, Lisbon 7. So thanks everyone for joining in. Signing off here is Brent Dick along with Chase Miller. We'll see you all tomorrow.